420. What is up? It is Memorial Day weekend. And as promised as earlier, we're doing a hangout tonight, right before the witching hour of midnight. So what is going on? What's everybody drinking? Are you drinking? Are you getting fat already from the Memorial Day weekend? What are you eating? What have you eaten already today? I'm about to crack open. Guess what? Another natty light before I drink my Innocent Gun specials I picked up earlier. Got two left. This one and another one. So
I got about 5 left in my fridge.
It'll be an easy party starter with this.
Natter Day.
Natter days.
And so how was your guys' Saturday?
Mine was all right. How was your guys?
Full yard work.
Ooh.
Yeah, mine was too, Todd. Mine was too.
Mowed my grass and then went over and mowed my mom's grass, and basically what I did all day.
It was definitely too hot for yard work here.
It was hot here, but it wasn't humid though, oddly enough. I mean, it was probably 91, 92, but had a nice breeze blowing. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, we had a pretty good amount of humidity, which we usually do here in Cincinnati, of course. So
yeah, we usually get a ton of humidity here as well. But I was like, I'd take summer all summer long if it was like it was today. I mean, it's hot, but didn't really get no humidity.
So did you like cut, edge, all that stuff outside?
I did mine. I edged mine and cut, and then I just cut my mom's. I didn't weed eat or anything over there.
Yeah.
She'll actually do that. So she weed eated her. She weed eated her yard. She'll do that, but she'll cut her grass sometimes too. I just don't like her to do it too often.
Yeah, especially if it gets too hot or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're ready for a beer. What are you drinking now?
I'm drinking. So Sun King put out a 10-year anniversary. I guess it's their 10-year anniversary. And they did a 4-beer set collaboration with 3 Floyds, Rheingeist, one beer each. 3 Floyds, Rheingeist, Cigar City, and then this one here is with Austin Brewing Company. They're all Austin Beer Works.
Okay, nice.
And this is an Imperial Brute IPA Collaberge, I guess is how you would pronounce that.
Huh. Fancy.
So this is the first one I've cracked over. It's called 10-4 Good Buddy. I guess for the 10 years and the 4 beers with collaboration with 4 different ones. So
Gotcha.
I'm not familiar with the Austin Beer Works, but with 3 Floyds, Rheingeist, and Cigar City, I was like, yeah, I got to pick that up and try
it. Give it a run to see what they can do. Yeah.
A little pricey, I guess. I don't know. It was $18.99 for a 4-pack, 16 ounces, but
yeah.
There's a little mix of beers. I think the one with 3 Floyds, I think, is a porter. I forget what the other two are offhand.
Well, Zombie Dust is out now, and when I went to Jungle Gyms earlier, it was there, and I didn't even really want to pick it up. Just kind of like, kind of burned out on Zombie Dust right now.
I saw some 6-packs just sitting around today too, and I went, or not today, but yesterday when I picked these up.
It's kind of like it might have jumped the shark a little bit there now, like it's everywhere. So.
Yeah. I don't know if they're brewing more of it or just it's been out for so long now. I think they are brewing a little more of it, so it's a little more readily available than what it used to be. I know one of my local bottle shops here, they would only get maybe a case a week, if that. And then one here right by my house, they would get 1 case every other week. Like 1 week would be Zombie Dust, and the other week would be Gumball Head.
Right.
And now pretty much both of those will just sit on the shelf. So.
Yeah. And Eric, you got the Sierra Nevada, and you're drinking that right now.
Yep, and I had about at my uncle's 70th birthday party, I had about 4 of the Samuel Adams summer ales.
4 summer ales. Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't drive though, right?
Can't say that. I did not heed my own PSA.
Oh my God. You got to.
Shame.
I did
Shame.
not heed my own PSA.
If you get shamed in the comments, it's not my fault.
I know, brother. I know. I take full responsibility.
And speaking of the comments, Shane's in the house. Welcome. Says, yo, what are we drinking tonight? I'm going to be up and down all night. Keep an eye on the smoker. Brisket is what's for dinner, slow and low.
Oh, nice.
Sounds good. Yeah, when I went to Jungle Gym, so I didn't show earlier, is my wife wanted me to pick up some spare ribs, and she's going to put those in a crock pot tomorrow. So she's going to make spare ribs, barbecue with that, and probably get, I don't know, potatoes, some other stuff.
I got a couple baby backs I'm going to smoke tomorrow, put on the smoker probably about 12:30. Let them go about 6 hours.
Nice. Yeah, we'll cook it. Like, she'll put it in the morning. We're going to finally go see Avengers tomorrow. So by the time we come back from that, everything should be set, ready to rock and roll here. So looking forward to finally seeing that. And then Shane says, about time, was getting bored. LOL. So Shane was waiting out. And then Erica put in the comments to Abiel's he was drinking, of course. And the Flow Rider Hillbilly, what's up, brother? He said, thanks for coming in and hanging. Good win tonight. So Flow Rider Hillbilly, another fun night on his channel. He actually was doing movie trivia earlier. So I ended up winning that. And I had won last time, so I went ahead and just relinquished the win and let the runner-up go in and get the awards and stuff. It was a good time, though. So fun channel. If you guys don't have Flow Rider Hillbilly, you want to cut loose and relax and kick back and have a good time, definitely one you want to check out. Eric Gilbert in the house. Cheers, people. Cheers, Eric. And hope all is well on your end. And apparently, supposedly, I should say not apparently, but Joe might actually try to pop in tonight. He said he wasn't as drunk earlier, or wasn't really drinking too much. So surprising with that crew, but Joe being the mature person he is, maybe.
Well, they have what? What did he say they had? They had like 40 people to do a beer share with or something? Or
they did the beer share last night, and they had like a ton of beer. I saw pictures from Nick and Red Beer, like they brought a lot of beer. And then today they had the Rhino Fest. So then they had to go there, and they were drinking a lot of beers there as well. So
yeah, I saw a little bit of the stream from last night. They looked like they had quite a few offerings.
Yeah, I couldn't find it last night because nobody put in their channel. They made up a site for it. I'm like, it would have been easier if it been on somebody's channel. Plus, somebody could have got watch time on it. But
yeah, true.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I didn't either until Joe mentioned it in the chat today. And then I watched a little bit. Actually, I listened to a little bit of it as I was driving. I didn't really watch a ton of it, but.
And then we got Alex, the beer master, in the house. Welcome, Alex. Good to see you, my friend. He says, what's up, Eric and Rod? And then also Todd's here, too. So Eric said, what up, bro? Donner Pass Whiskey. Evening, folks. Welcome, Donner.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, Alex said he's doing excellent. And if anybody wants to get in, this is going to be a nice hangout with the Peeps because I appreciate everything you guys do watching the channel and stuff. So we're doing like a hangout in case anybody wants to join in and chat. Let me know. You'll have to shoot me your email so I can send you the link. Eastwind, welcome, brother. So if you guys want to get on the chat and join us, just let us know in the comments.
Go Pack Go, sons. Eric Gilbert.
now, since I didn't heed to my own PSA, does that mean I have to take up my own knees?
Yeah, it's with a baseball bat.
Yeah. Just go running across the room and slam into the coffee table.
Oh God, that would
fly over. Yeah.
No.
That should be your next live video, Eric.
Evening Throttle, welcome.
Pedal says I don't take heed to my own PSA.
The old parents do as I say, not as I do. I used to hate, but Toronto Raptors are in the championship for the first time ever. There'll be NBA championship games outside of the USA. which I didn't realize the Canadian team had not been in before the final.
Yeah, they only had Grizzlies and Raptors there for a little while anyway. So
Yeah.
Throttle says, "Who is that Papa Smurf?" You guys like that little Papa Smurf type thing, so he actually trimmed it back. So
Your thing isn't scrolling up here on your. It's
OBS like it locks in or something. I don't know why it does that. And then when I switch it back, I'm just gonna switch it back because I can see it on another screen. I was trying to put it out there where everybody can see it. And then if I bring it back in again, it'll scroll probably. See how it moves now?
Oh.
I don't know what's going on with it. So still messing around with it there. But I can see the comments on the other screen now. Gilbert says, that should have been a Lions draft pick. That should have been Lions draft pick has been looking good at Eric. So whoever you guys didn't pick up that the Packers did.
Yeah, who are you talking about, Eric? So I don't know who you're talking about.
I thought it was like a linebacker or something from before when it was brought up. But apparently, I didn't even realize, but Backwoods Billy said earlier that it was National Wine Day on one of the videos, which I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I did see that too. I didn't either until I think I saw that on might have been a post on Facebook or Instagram or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think being a wine an awarded wine tuber, I would have known that.
Yeah, you're failing your own channel, Rod.
I don't even know if I'm still on that list, and I haven't looked at it for so long. Yeah,
I think you moved up to like 15th or something, maybe now.
Yeah. And then Flow Rider says the Mountaineer sign is awesome, Ron. Thank you, brother. And Flow Rider is also a Mountaineer. So, yeah, a few of those around the room here. Yeah, Gilbert said Rashawn Gray, middle linebacker.
Oh, Rashawn Gray. Okay. I was hoping we were getting Devin White, but that didn't happen.
Have they started like the mini camps yet?
Yeah, they had OTAs this week. I don't know how long they're going for.
Yeah. I haven't seen anything on any of the games there.
Yeah, I think the true mini camps I don't think start until like June or something.
So who are you guys' way too soon Super Bowl matchups?
I have no idea.
Way too soon.
Way too soon.
I'm saying Patriots Browns.
Oh, my Colts are getting a lot of
AFC for the AFC because they're in the Patriots Browns for the AFC.
Man, not putting my Colts in there, Eric.
Sorry, buddy. They got to do better what they've been doing.
a lot of they're kind of the hot pick right now. Vegas odds.
I don't see it happen, Todd. I don't. At least not this year. Maybe next year, but not this year.
Is Luck even back with the Colts?
He was the comeback player of the year last year.
Yeah.
Surely ain't the Packers making the NFC Championship game, Gilbert. So sorry, buddy.
They added some pretty good free agent picks, so I don't know. They're going to be pretty good this year, I think.
Yeah, the Packers should just be the A-Rods because Rodgers runs it now. So
yeah, I see Gilbert says Rashawn Gary, the middle linebacker, but I've seen Rashawn Gary play, but I think he was complimented by Michigan's defensive line to make him as good as he was. I don't if you put him on a bad defensive line, he's not going to shine.
You don't think he's that solid?
No.
Interesting.
I think he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a good player, but he's not one of those upper echelon to elite players.
Okay.
I think the Michigan defensive line kind of made him. I think Winovich is would have been a better pick than Rashawn Gary. But again, that's just me.
Yeah. Interesting.
So Eric,
go ahead, Todd.
I would say, what'd you think of Michigan's basketball hire?
I don't think you're going to see as much with I don't think you're going to see a record like Beeline or maybe a postseason run like Beeline was, but it'll be good. I mean, I think we'll be in the thick of it, but I don't think we're going to be like Elite Eight or Final Four or anything like that. No.
I have a feeling a lot of that was brought on by the success Penny Hardaway's having in Memphis with his recruiting right now.
That very well could be. That very well could be. Or we could just completely tank too, Todd. It just depends on how you want.
Yeah, you just never know how those things are going to go.
Yeah.
He could be a superstar, or he could just be awful.
Exactly. Well, and then you got all of Beeline's players. So how is he going to coach Beeline's players?
Right. Yeah. There'll definitely be a little bit of an adjustment period for sure.
Yeah.
All right, hold on, Throttle. I saw your message there, so I'll shoot you an email as well for the link here in a second. Let me see. You guys keep talking. What the hell? Hans is like, you should have let him know that I was in Miami. Like, I couldn't leave the airport, man. Like,
let's not go back on that rant.
They kept saying the flight was supposed to leave, so like you couldn't really go anywhere. So I could just take off around town. By the time I did get somewhere, it was like to the hotel to sleep for 5 hours. But yeah, that was crazy.
But you got 5 more hours than anybody else did that stayed up.
Some other people, because some other people that ended up taking that plane, they didn't even leave till like 4:30 that afternoon and was supposed to leave at 6 in the morning.
Oh, Jesus.
So they were at the airport waiting the whole time.
So did you say they were going to reimburse you for everything?
They sent me an email today to let me know that everything was being in the works to look at refunding back from the seat fees and stuff, and then to send them the stuff for the hotel for that reimbursement as well. So I got to put everything together, shoot an email tomorrow or Monday, and be like, this is what this should be an ad, and make sure they got both mine and my wife's numbers down for all the refunds across the board and stuff. And then,
so is that going to be a full reimbursement for the plane ticket one way, or just what do you mean by they're just going to give you fees?
I think it's like on the way back for what was spent and it weren't covered.
Oh,
I mean, the way there was covered. So my thing was, we paid for seats on the way back. We didn't get to use. We were putting on other planes, all this other stuff. So I told him I wanted 50% off of what I paid for the tickets. So we'll see. Like, you were okay on the get in there part. You were bad on the coming home part.
Yeah, they should at least at minimum reimburse you full on that ticket on the way home.
Right.
Plus your hotel fees or whatever else I would charge them for any fees, any food or anything you bought at the restaurant, or any of the restaurants at the airport while you were there.
Oh yeah, so when they gave us like vouchers, my wife still had a couple vouchers here. They're like the $12 things they were given, and they did bring out sandwiches, kind of these sandwiches and chips and snacks and that kind of stuff. But like the fee to go to the hotel, the transportation costs they were picking up, but then also time being lost and everything for getting back to other stuff. So there'll be a little bit more being asked for than just what they were looking to pay there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, surprised they sent me an email responding back after my last response to them.
Yeah,
they're probably getting hammered with so much stuff coming through, though. So,
well, that just shows you how shitty of an airline there. That's happening.
Oh yeah, I'm still seeing stories being reported on the Facebook group that has it, all the complaints and everything. Let me see. And Throttle, I'm trying to get my email up here, and then I'll shoot you the link. It's just taking a little bit of time. The problem that's one of the problems with OBS. It does take up a lot of your capacity on a computer. That I noticed.
Yeah, excuse me.
Let's see here. Come on.
So Eric, where was y'all at? Like an American Legion or something like that earlier? VFW or something?
No, we were at a local bar. Now my uncle, he was a part of I was going to say World War II, but he wasn't. He was part of Vietnam. He should have. He said he had orders to go to Guam, but he never went to Guam. He was like a heavy equipment operator.
Okay.
And he said he tells me stories like, man, we're sitting there on the runway, we're watching the Army and the Marine just blow shit up over because they were at a mountain, and we said we seen them blow shit up at the mountain. He said all of a sudden you'd be sitting there working, and all of a sudden you'd see a freaking tank and shit just head towards the mountains and blow the mountain up again. And I was like, okay. He said we'd be sitting back drinking beer, and all the Army and the Marines get pissed at us because we're sitting there watching them just blow shit up.
Right.
I'm like, that's why you're in the Air Force and not in the Marines and the Army.
Yeah, that's what happens. God damn, this computer is slow.
It's always interesting to hear stories like that.
What's up, Richie Z? What's up, brother?
I had never had this computer go this slow before.
Yeah, OBS is a CPU and RAM hog, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely drains some of the stuff down. But come on.
Richie Z says he was born in Guam? Wow. What year were you born, Richie?
Got this boxing match on ESPN.
I thought Guam was just kind of like the military base, really.
I think it's an actual country.
Oh, I know what I can do. I can send it here, actually. I'm trying to wait for it to do this other thing, but I found another way.
Whiskey Rattle says, hey, Raji, BeerVentures, but damn, my beer's getting warm.
Who said that?
Whiskey Throttle says, my beer's getting warm.
There we go. All right, I'll send it to you now. No, it's not. It's just this freaking computer pulling everything up. It took like forever. But then I realized I could actually email it through the Hangout thing, which I wasn't thinking of. Oh, then as soon as I send it, it pops up like, ready? You want to send an email? Fuck
of course.
Fuck off. Fucker.
That's how it always goes. That's how it always goes.
Let's see here. Yeah, so you should be able to connect in. You'll connect in through Hangouts Throttle. It won't be through OBS, so you'll be good to go. It's just a Hangouts link. Let's see here. Yeah, Hans said life sometimes gives problems. Having a nightcap dram right now. The Drambuie. And Gilbert said the Packers have a very good three-man D-line if they stay healthy.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers doesn't have anyone to throw to. That's a problem, Eric.
Well, everybody has a good line if they stay healthy for the most part.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem. He doesn't have anyone to throw to.
Yeah. Yes. I know you said greetings also, Richie. And yeah, that's life for sure. He said Mike Daniels, Montravius Adams, and Kenny Clark are beasts.
I just like giving Eric Gilbert shit because he's a Packers fan. I'm a Lions fan, so we can kind of butt heads together.
Han says he's having one of the Blue Point breweries. He's noticing Blue Point Brewery isn't selling. He's having one of their new IPAs, but I can't tell that they are having trouble selling brew. I haven't heard anything bad about Blue Point. I mean, they're up there out of New York, and I've had like their toasted lager was actually a pretty good lager they make, but I haven't heard of them falling off on anything.
Well, is their IPA pretty good where it should sell and it's just not?
I mean, maybe some people are kind of, when people found out they weren't technically a craft brewery anymore, that might have turned some people off as well. I mean, because they were one of the companies that also took a check as well.
Yeah, I kind of just look at that as horseshit, though, man. If you like a brewery and they're making good beer, whether it's an IPA, whether it's a porter, a stout, a pilsner, or if they're making their own lager or whatever, and you support them and they're making good beer, just support them and keep drinking the products.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. The only
who cares if Miller's putting a check in there, AB InBev, Coors or whoever it is. It doesn't matter who, to me. But
Well, I think some people are trying to find more of the community type beers and stuff too. I mean, it's a different clashing of different things with craft beer and put money in your community versus outside the community. It makes a difference, I guess.
yeah, I
But if you
understand.
but if you really like the beer, I mean, I wouldn't see why you would stop drinking it.
Yeah, you should get it either way if you still like it. But you make a valid point. I think people tend to maybe try to lean more towards local or, something in their state or whatever.
I mean, I can say when I did the beer shopping today to grab some brews, I was looking more at a lot of the local stuff, but I wasn't discounting other things, right? So I picked up some of the brews out of Canada because of the Canadian guys we're all friends with, and hearing about Flying Monkeys and a couple of their other ones. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna try some of the Canadian brews, but the majority of stuff I got was kind of looking at some of the other local type places that I kind of wanted to share some of the beers they're actually doing. It's a balance.
Mm-hmm.
There's some beers out of this area that if I see, I would definitely pick up as well because I want to try them. So, and then Throttle, you should have the link now. So if it's not working, let me know. Richie Z says I'm older than all of you. LOL. I don't know. What? Oh, well, he says born 1966. So yeah, he does have us.
You
Who
win.
cares? Who cares, man? Who cares?
You got me by 3 years. So it's all good though. Throttle said, Windswept Brewing Company, the Wolf of Glen Moray, Dark Scottish Ale, Port Cask Finish. Ooh, that sounds interesting.
And too, a lot of the people that are distributing like that now, you aren't necessarily getting their best stuff either.
Yeah.
It's
right.
Just, kind of the basic whatever.
And Gilbert said nobody to throw to. Devontae Adams, top 3 wideout. Come on, son.
Devontae Adams he's a one-trick pony, brother. He's a one-trick pony.
That one trick is pretty good though.
All right, you have Adams. Who else do you have? Nobody. You have nobody else.
Well, it does change it if he's the only main one and the coverage has covered him. It doesn't free up anybody else. You're in trouble. Hey, there's Earth. If you went in Earth, let me know.
He was talking about the D line earlier though, wasn't he?
He was. He was talking about Rashawn
okay.
Gary, but to me, I look at it as the Detroit Lions, and I'm going to be a homer here. The Detroit Lions should actually win the NFC North. If they don't win the NFC North, something is wrong. To me, the Vikings are not that strong because they got Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins isn't that strong of a quarterback. And the Bears, they're up and coming, but they're just not there yet. And then you have the Packers who are regressing. So there ain't no reason the Lions should win the NFC North this year. And if they don't, something is wrong.
You heard it here first.
And I'm taking that to the bank, Gilbert, so I'm all in.
Sounds like a friendly wager's on the horizon.
Perhaps.
Yeah,
I'm going to say the Bears are up and coming. They might surprise everybody and take that next step, the huge leap, but I don't see it right now.
Oh, you're being tough on them.
That's the thing with the NFL. You're always gonna get a couple of teams that you kind of come out of nowhere.
Yeah, but there ain't no reason like the Lions and the Browns, and I'm just bringing these two teams in because they've had horrible seasons and records and bad luck. There ain't no reason for those two teams to have the shittiest luck that they've had. I mean, they should be at least in a couple of Super Bowls by now.
Well, I don't know if the Browns have been bad luck. I mean, you can't take a quarterback every year and expect to be good at some point.
Yeah, I'll say the last 6 years, Todd, is an exception.
For the Browns?
But like the Bernie Kosar years, dude, that and those guys should have been in a Super Bowl at least at some point.
Well, they were to drive away from being there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've experienced it firsthand in the last 5 years, except for last year, what the front office can do to an organization pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. If they want to dismantle it, they'll dismantle it.
And, getting the gym we have now, he pretty much turned it around in one season.
Sometimes
to start out 1-5 and still make the playoffs, that was a pretty good run.
Sometimes it's just not your time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, if Michael Jordan would have never retired, the Rockets might not got those 2 titles. The Bulls might have won all 8 years.
Earth is in the house.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm trying to shoot him a link now as well.
What's going on, Earth? I see you like those beers I sent you. So.
Oh, that's right. You did send him those beers, yeah.
I think he liked quite a bit of them. I don't think he liked he liked the Boss Tweed more than he liked the M43. And then the cricket tree and the Rain and Blood. And there was one other one I sent him. He was like, It's kind of how I seen him put it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think you're right. It seemed like it was just kind of a meh type thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it would actually switch over cameras here because of the shut the OBS down if I can. After I send this to Earth.
So Earth says he's grab me a beer and link me and I'll be right back. Richie Z says you never know about the NFL. Swampy McGee says Little Duval smile.
Hey, what's happening?
Eric Gilbert says there's a lot of young wide receivers on the roster this season, but the Pack seem to find all the good ones. They do. And Whiskey Trial says, I don't see anything, Rod J. I think Papa Smurf is forcing me to drink warm beer.
Look, you gave me the email on Facebook. I'll send it over to you again here. Let's see.
And Swampy McGee says Aaron Rodgers' ego is doomed to the Pack for the rest of his career.
Let me see.
Richie Z says, except those blessed Pats. Ugh.
Blessed Pats or fortunate Pats? They always seem to rub one out.
Eric Gilbert says the Lions in the third spot above the Vikings, sons. He thinks that Green Bay is going to be first, which I don't see it. I think the Pack are going to be last, buddy. But
put up a beer wager on it.
I got 5 on it.
I got 5 on it, sons. Uh-oh, you're flickering, Rod. You're flickering.
Yeah, I'm switching cameras right now.
All right.
We're just giving people what's that thing you give them?
Epilepsy.
Yeah, epileptic seizures.
Epilepsy, courtesy of Rod J. There we go. Yeah, I'm shutting down the OBS because I think that's drawing a lot of the memory stuff.
There you go. Now you're back.
Yeah. And then let me respond back here again to try to get it over to Throttle.
I'd put up a little beer wager with Gilbert if he wants to do that.
It only seems appropriate. Put your beer where your mouth is.
Help me to help you, buddy. Help me to help you.
Yeah, Throttle's an epileptic. Come on, computer.
But Eric, it should be a beer from Detroit. and a beer from Green Bay.
I could get some from the Detroit Beer Company, I think, but I got to go to right next to Comerica Park in the Ford Field. But I can get them something.
You have no problem getting beers in Wisconsin, that's for sure.
Or have him send you some New Glarus. If he is he in? He's not. Is he in Wisconsin?
I think he's in Canada, isn't he, Eric?
Oh,
Eric
he's in Canada. Okay.
Yeah, Gilbert's in Ontario.
Yeah. Okay.
Eric, why aren't you at the Albino Rental Beer Fest?
Oh, he was supposed to get last minute change of plans, I think.
Oh, that's unacceptable, sons. Sons?
All right, Throttle. I'm sending it back to your Facebook to paste the link there. So you should be able to click into that now.
Eric Gilbert says, I'm in Ontario and I had to work. Come on, brother. That's blasphemy.
Go to the boss. You know what weekend it is?
Yeah, excuses.
Yeah, you know
excuses.
what weekend it is? Yeah. You went into your boss and said, you know what weekend it is, sons?
Let me see here. Oh, Gilbert said Looney's Baby when I say I got 5 on it. Yeah. Did you guys ever see the movie Us, by the way?
I didn't.
No, not yet.
Yeah. So there's Throttle.
What's going on, Whiskey Throttle?
I got no volume from you there. Oh, there you
What's
go.
up?
What's going on, man?
Well, I don't know why I can't hear you, boys. Hold on a sec here.
We can hear you, brother.
We got to separate some screens so I can see things going on.
Look at all that alcohol around Throttle.
Holy
right there.
shit, dude. Look at all that fucking alcohol in the background. God damn, sons.
He's got the whiskey going.
He's got glassware back there. He's
That's
got
What?
That's some cellar and at its best. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you got the delay there.
no, back to you, bro.
What?
Now we can hear you there. But you got to get the computer coming through. You got to turn the computer off.
No, I got to mute you. I got to be able to hear you on my own speakers here. What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Default speakers.
Jesus, man. Look at all that fucking alcohol back there. Holy
Nice
shit.
glassware and
How come I
everything.
can't hear you?
Yeah,
through my
glassware, fizz. Holy shit.
He's trying to get his set if he can hear us. Nick Foles, Jags, up in it 2019.
I got to unmute.
Get his set if he can hear us.
Can I?
You're coming through great.
Yeah,
How
you're
come I
coming
can't hear
through.
you?
You're coming through.
Getting feedback from. What are you guys reading?
Yeah, you may need a headset. I don't know if that's causing or what. Or your audio is not set to come through the right way.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you at least hear us or not?
Can you hear us now, Throttle? I think Throttle's still.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think you can either. Fucking Google Hangouts, get your shit together.
You're worth billions, and all we ask is to be able to have a conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know
Don,
why I
exactly.
can't hear you, but you laughing. That's funny. Giddy.
You may. I gotta type it, I guess.
Can you hear the words coming out of my mouth?
Yeah, can you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? But while you guys are doing that, I'm gonna go to the restroom. I'll be right back, guys.
All right. It might be like your thing, Kyle, where he has to maybe go out and come back in or get something.
Makes no sense at all.
Yeah, tell him to log out and log back in. Maybe it'll have some better luck.
Yeah.
That's not true, Eric. I do drink.
You talking about Eric like delayed now?
You got me muted.
No, you're not muted.
Microphone muted. Camera. Figure out the sound.
Gilbert wants all of his unopened spring break. Gilbert, you'd have a blast at Throttle Cellar, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, I think everybody would have a blast there. Where's he located?
I don't know.
Where's he located at, Rod?
He's up in Canada now too.
Oh, he's in Canada also. Okay.
Going back playing my theme thing. Yeah, Throttle's like in no man's land right now. Malton in Montreal, holy crap, what the fuck is Throttle doing here? It definitely happens. Malton in Montreal, holy crap, what the fuck is Throttle doing here? Now he's playing it back, he's in the delay.
If you can hear me, tell that guy to get a life.
We hear you loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
Oh goodness, he still can't hear us.
Mm-mm.
Oh boy.
Throttle, did you go out and come back in again? Like this log all the way out?
You guys can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay,
yeah.
Everything's cool, but I can't hear you guys back.
Right.
Without through the real live. What's that mean? This is for Swami. Sit on it, rotate when you get your elbow, tell me.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you can hear us on delay, you may want to restart and come back in again because Google does mess up like this.
Oh.
Gilbert's just the whole of Canada, Edmonton, sons.
So Gilbert, now that I'm back, what do you want to do for a beer? I'm going to say the Lions are going to win the NFC North. So if the Packers win the NFC North, what do you want to wager up there, buddy? Put it in the comments.
It'd be interesting.
Nice little wager.
Or if neither one of us wins, then what do we do?
You send beer to me.
Yeah, what if it's
Me and Rod. You both got to send.
What's up, Papa?
Send beer to us.
Can you hear us now? You good?
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Hey!
All right.
Hey!
Crack open a bottle of celebration.
Let's do it here right now.
Wow. I was telling the guys, I was like, holy shit, look at all that fucking booze he's got back there.
That's just wallpaper, dude.
Oh, well.
Yeah. It ain't real.
Wallpaper.
That's all green screen.
And this is 9% beer.
Okay.
It is brewed in Lossiemouth, Scotland.
Nice.
I'm cracking this open because I know nothing about beer. You guys tell me about beer. This is port cask finished.
That's a drain
Dark
pour.
Scottish ale.
You better send that to me so I can check it out for you.
Yeah. Just in case, I'll take it off your hands. Just in case.
You want me to? I'll send it to you right now.
Oh, that's going to be a nice little pleasure for you.
Oh.
I don't know, man. It's 9% ABV. Are you even ready for that down in the United States, Ian?
9 is baby. That's session.
Nine's baby. 9 is baby.
If it's in good packaging like that.
Listen to that Malton in Montreal's big mouth.
You know he loves attention.
He bought another girl's bike and he won't even let his wife ride it.
You got another one?
Why?
Another one.
See how dark this is here. Is it any good?
it should be all right. It should be all right.
See, it was in fancy packaging, which tells you the beer probably sucks just because the packaging is trying to make it.
Yeah, Todd.
Which is why you should have sent it to us, just in case.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if this is the right glass for it, but let's go.
It's a glass. It doesn't matter.
Just like real ale, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, nice and smooth.
I'll send you the empty tube and the bottle. How's that there? Beery white.
Oh, this one is. Oh, wow.
Let's ask everybody who's got a deeper voice.
You got a deep voice there.
Yeah, I think whiskey wins on that
How come
one.
the other guy?
Yeah, I think he does too. Yeah, I think he does.
Ooh, this is different. Almost smells like bacon.
Mm.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, brother.
I know I like bacon, so I was like, this is the innocent gun that I'm drinking now.
If
That's
it's a
what I was
little
gonna-
salt,
Got a little bit
if
of a
it's a little
smokiness
salty,
to it.
brother, it's still good.
Which innocent gun, buddy?
This is the Blood Red Sky barrel aged rum barreled.
Well, it wasn't always called that. It was used to be just called a rum finish, and they've repackaged all their bottles.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I've noticed that too. Yeah.
And if it sucks, Rod, you're only out.
Oh,
what?
here we go. Big
$2.99?
Montreal. Listen, my chins never will match the size of your nose, malted in Montreal. I can have
Jesus.
5 chins in your nose.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Ooh.
And where is that donkey that wears the Nike gear all the time? What's he?
He's actually at the Rhino Fest in Canada right now. He probably jumped on there. He said,
No, it's Adidas, isn't it? It's Adidas.
Adidas, Nike, whatever it is.
I thought he was Nike too. Oh, he changed our sponsors all the time.
Yeah.
He
Who's
does.
sponsored by this time? Yeah. Oh, what's happening, Wet Dreams? No, I did not. They did not have the unicorn farts at Jungle Gyms earlier, so I did not get that beer. So I might be SOL in that right now.
I'm a little
Sure, I
lost.
should reach out to 21090. They probably get it in Maryland since they're out of Maryland.
Actually, Rod, if they still have any on the shelves, I'll get one for you.
Oh, you're getting it down there where you're at?
Yeah, I picked one up last week one day.
Oh, okay. Let me know.
So if they still have any, well, I told you that on Thursday.
Oh,
we talked about a lot of shit on Thursday, though.
True.
you did.
But I do recall now that you did say that. So, well, I wonder if Jo might get it here though. A party source. I'll have to reach out to him.
But if I see it, I'll pick it up for you though, because we was only limited one at a time. So
Yeah.
Are you talking to somebody else? How come I can't hear him now?
I'm talking to Todd right now. You can't hear Todd?
I heard a
you
little
hear me?
Smurf voice there for a second. It's gone now.
There's Todd and there's Eric. You heard Eric earlier.
Yeah, I'm on here.
I can hear Eric. It's
But you
Todd. I
can't-
couldn't hear.
can you hear me? I guess not. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Todd. I can hear you.
I can.
Now you're
Uh-oh.
breaking.
Oh, you're breaking up. He's breaking up.
Throttle is yours. Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit on your side.
Fucking Google.
Damn it! It's all because Swami's here. Everything was fine. I got some bad luck on this computer.
Swami said, Richie said Daniel wins on deep voice, and Swami responded, it's all from the deep throat, and he does.
There's so many things I could say, but I like to have
Do
a
it.
battle of wits, but I don't like to fight an unarmed man.
Stay classy, San Diego. So anybody got big plans for tomorrow? Anything happening?
I get up at 4:30 and go to work.
Oh,
shit.
I thought it was good you're off the night shifts now, though, right? You have more night shifts upcoming?
No, I'm not, man. I've been on day shift for the last 6 weeks.
That's good.
You know, night shift.
Yeah. Those night shifts, you were not happy about those, it seemed.
Oh, that was in Moose Jaw. That was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, even if you don't drink, you still feel like you were drinking all night.
Yeah. And that's the worst thing when you don't drink and you feel like you were.
Mm.
What was he
there goes
drinking
a
there?
whiskey.
Oh.
Now here goes the beer.
There you go.
I didn't need this much to drink, but then Swami showed up.
You and Gilbert can have a nice little drink off with the whiskey and the beer back and forth.
Well, how do you like that?
Uh-oh. Rod, hold on. You're getting a raid from Drunken One and his
I'm getting a raid from Drunken One?
Yep, you're gonna get raid from Drunken One. I'm just forewarning you.
Where do you see this at?
Because I'm on his and yours, and I'm kind of bouncing between the other two. And I typed in his chat. I said, "Hey, Drunken One, get off your chat and come over to the Rod J one."
I was gonna say he had about 12 guys on there earlier.
He said he was going to pop in probably at some point. I don't think Drunken One sleeps. I just think he goes all day and night.
And he starts getting tired. He just cracks another one.
Exactly. Yep.
I can hear everybody. I hear you, Todd, but barely. I wonder why that's
weird. I don't know. Everybody else can hear.
I don't know what that guy.
We had to turn Todd up a little bit more. Can you hear him better now?
Check.
Check. 1 2.
It's almost like when his wife's there. I barely hear him as well.
Oh, here they come. We bounce up to 15 all the way down back to 14.
Well, that makes sense, Whiskey, because she usually does drown me out on sound. So
I don't know what he said.
Just laugh and make me feel better anyway.
Where is Shannon?
She's working this weekend. She's in bed.
Yeah. Let's see here.
I guess he's going to try to join again.
Yeah, because the last time 2 to 3 he could hear. So, what's up, Thrash? Drunken One raid. What? What's up?
I'm going to go grab another beer real quick.
All right, Todd.
Hello, Jennifer. Too much for you. Thanks for coming over on the raid. Wet Dream says, "Did you fart?" I sure did.
Now I'm going to say to Drunken One, if he's still watching on here, thanks, brother, for sending all your folks over to us here. We're just fucking around, having a good time on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Hope everyone's having on your channel a good Memorial Day as much as we are on our channel.
And Drunken One says, "Hey fools, love you all. Jennifer, too much for you. Beer cheers. Wet dreams. I'm a bad boy." Montreal, Montreal. Abdi. That's all, folks. Eric Gilbert. Innocent Gun is for whiskey tubers trying to be beer tubers. Gonna slam Innocent Gun there. Swampy, Seahawks laying low, and Predatory 2019. Alan's Beer and Game, and much love to you, Rajay. Thanks, brother, and panel. And Alan's got a pretty cool channel to check out there as well. It does the beer and the gaming.
Yep, he does.
On the gaming, I'm actually taking the gaming to the Twitch channel now. I think I'm going to do all gaming on Twitch. I don't know if people will hear anymore, but we'll see.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you, Todd. We got you. And Drunken One, for everyone on Drunken One's channel, since they poured it over to ours, I'm going to have Malt Like a Monday Fools be, what is it? Four Loco.
Oh, no, Eric, no.
Yep, Four Loco.
Can you hear Todd now, Whiskey?
Yeah.
I can hear Todd now. Can Todd hear me?
Sweet, I can hear you.
Nice. I don't know what happened to Earth. Earth was supposed to come back. I don't know what happened to him. Drunken One, cheers, gang. Happy Saturday from Thrash Metal. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
So, Eric, which Four Loco are you going to do, or is it going to be a surprise on Monday?
I think I'm going to do for the first one, Todd. I think I'm going to do the watermelon.
Mm.
And Drunken One, if you guys want to join in, let me know, and I'll shoot you guys the links and stuff.
Are you doing it this Monday or the following Monday? Since it's a holiday?
It's going to be the following Monday, since this Monday's the holiday. It's the following Monday is going to be the Four Local watermelon.
Earth,
and if you
got the link, I sent the link to you on I think the email, Google, because I had your email. All right, Eric, go ahead.
And I see Drunken One on his channel is gone. He's got up out of his chair. I don't know where he's went, but he's gone. Drunken One, where you at, brother? Where you at?
Well, Thrash said Drunken One will be right back. So Richie Z had a beer question. Actually, he said, "Rod, favorite beer of the year." I don't really have a favorite one of the year. I mean, choosing a favorite beer is just a tough thing to do because it can change at any point depending on what you may be drinking. When did we get that 450 North? Was that earlier this year?
Which one?
The Blackberry? Slushy? Was that last year?
No, that was last year.
Okay, because that's probably the one I rated the highest thus far. Stuff, but I don't
You talking about the one of the XL, the one Eric didn't like?
Yeah, the one Eric didn't like. You know.
That was last year.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, because I think that was your beer of the year, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. It was. We did the show back then. You're right. That was last year. I don't really. I mean, the thing is, like, I drink so many beers. I'm kind of in the moment of when I have the beers.
That's the best way, man. Be in the moment.
So it's like someone asked me down the line. It's like I really can't tell you because I've had so many different ones, and I'd have to go back and look like where I put them on my own notes, like on Untapped or something.
Yeah, I gotta do the same thing. I do the same thing.
No,
I do too.
Richie Z asks those questions all the time, Richie, and they're the tough questions, man.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Yeah, it's kind of like that's why I tell people ask me. So I was like, I'm better off saying my favorite styles I like to go to. The Belgian, the stouts, the IPAs are probably the top 3 styles I'll actually drink more than what my favorite one is. Now I will say Rheingeist, which is one of our local breweries, just came out with Striker, which is their double IPA, which is a beer I like each year. That I'll probably pick that up. That's kind of one of my top beers. But it's kind of like it's been out the last couple of years, so it's not just a favorite of this year. Like we talked about Zombie Dust earlier. Zombie Dust is a good beer, but it's like I don't really hunt after it now. I see it and I'm like, oh, there it is on the shelf, and you get something else.
Striker's out now?
Yeah, Striker's out now.
Okay, I'll have to look for it.
I can get you that too if you guys want Striker.
I can get them here.
I cannot.
It's a double IPA. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's solid.
And Striker is actually the last name of the one of the breweries, the brewers at the brewery, so they named it after them.
Those are in 4-packs or
4-pack
12-ounce bottles now, right? Or are they 16?
4-pack 12s.
Okay.
They used to only be 22 ounce, but they made them 412s.
Right. Yeah. Last year I think was the first time I seen them in the smaller ones.
Yeah.
How do you like your 9%er there, Whiskey?
I like it. I don't know if I kept it too long in a fridge. I don't think it has to have a lot of carbonation in it, being so heavy and dark. But
well, something like that, you probably want to drink around, I'm going to say 48 to 53 degrees anyway, so you don't want it to be ice cold.
I always pour it in the room temperature glass. It sat here. I mean, obviously, by the time you got me hooked up, she wasn't cold no more. So.
In a way, I helped you, though. I helped you.
That's right.
It's the same as the Innocent Gun.
Mm-hmm.
You get the original in a bar or a pub, and they'll have it in the fridge. They don't know, right? Especially anything that's been aged in an oak barrel, right?
Right.
I mean,
keep going. I didn't mean to pop. Keep going.
Sorry, buddy. All the whiskey behind you. I mean, if I put it out here in wintertime in Canada, she's going to get cloudy, right? The tannins will start to solidify.
Now, are you a beer drinker, or are you mostly a whiskey drinker or a spirits drinker?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay. He is whiskey throttle, so he's probably more to the whiskey side.
Well, that's what I thought, but I figured I'd ask. With that beer that you have, do you think it's more thinner than what you're used to, or is it like you're like drinking it, and you're like, man, this is pretty thick?
This is pretty thick. No, I mean, I like stouts. We have some locally made stouts, oatmeal stouts, etc., that are good. They're richer than this. I think because this has got a port finish on it. I'll give you an interesting thing. I was in Scotland in October, and we ordered a. We were there. I traveled with a liquor store. They are the ones that arranged the trip.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We got some pretty exclusive tours. One of them was at Morrison Mackay, which is in Perth, and it is it doesn't have a visitor center. It doesn't have a distillery at all. And Morrison Mackay is an independent bottler. And that's who they ended up buying from. They bought a 31-year-old single grain Scotch whiskey. You know the difference between a single grain and a single malt?
No, what's the difference?
Oh, Earth, what about you? You're being too quiet. I don't like the quiet ones.
Oh, you're doing good, man. Keep
I
going.
thought at first you
I thought he was frozen for a second. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I thought he was too. Yeah.
Earth's like,
awful
trying to
still.
interrupt conversation.
Earth's like the,
he's not an earth worshiping tree hugger, is he?
No, negative.
He still ain't saying a word. I'm afraid of that. Is his lips moving?
He's there. He's there.
Can you hear me?
He's there. Yeah, he's there.
Okay, I can't hear him again. Something's wrong with this. Anyway, we got to try this. We got to select out of, in the warehouse they had 6 barrels, and they let us pull it out with a thief, which is like a copper straw.
Mm-hmm.
Filled up little jugs and then poured it into our glasses. This is the one we ended up buying, or the liquor store. It's an exclusive. It's 52% alcohol, only 245 bottles. But they also bought the cask.
oh.
And for you beer lovers, you can try and look this up. I know you won't be able to get it. It's local. It's about 5 minutes from my house. It's called Blind Enthusiasm Brewery. They are going to take that barrel. It will be reassembled here when it comes over, because it's coming with a second batch of these bottles, and they are going to age their beer in it.
Nice.
Right? So I cannot wait. Maybe if I get a hold of the right people, we'll be able to do a show of it or something.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Right?
Yeah, that sounds
We'll
fantastic.
See how they
That's
do.
awesome. That's awesome.
It's a single grain. So oftentimes they'll single grain. The difference is a single grain Scotch, single malt. Single malt means that they made a beer first and then distilled it, right? The single grain, they take unmashed grain. They'll add a little bit of malted grain to it to start the process. And then they make tons of spirit with it, right? They produce way more spirit than a single malt distillery does, right?
Oh, okay.
It looks a little bit more like a refinery than it would the fancy copper distilleries and stuff, right?
So as far as the taste goes, what's the difference in the two? Is there much difference or a big difference, I would assume?
Yeah, sometimes not as complex. The only way to really tell, we had a tasting, I don't know, about 4 or 5 months ago, where it was all single grains. And then you could notice a distinct difference. There are some familiarities, so you'll get a lot more of the grain, more like a rye. It's not by any means will always be as complicated as or complex as a single malt, in my opinion. Somebody else in the chat that drinks it might argue, like Eric Gilbert. That guy wants to argue with Eric. He's a Canadian, Eric Gilbert. Don't even talk to him about sports things.
Easy argues with Eric only because of the Packer Lions thing.
Yes, I know. I've listened several times.
He's lacking in the comments. What's going on?
But there is a relationship between spirits and beer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I should know more about whiskey, being that I'm in the bourbon state. So, but I need to get my whiskey game up.
Do you know what my number one question to people that are getting into whiskey when they start bringing up bourbon and scotch and all that stuff?
What's that?
I'll ask you guys right now. What is bourbon?
I don't fucking know what bourbon is.
At least 51%.
What about you, Earth?
corn.
You know? Yeah,
Well, it's got to be at least 51% there, and it's the way it's charcoal filtered. I know.
Todd, what do you think bourbon is?
Pretty much what they just said.
No, you're all wrong. Bourbon.
But I think it also has to have a special. Isn't it technically supposed to be a water base out of? I always thought like out of Kentucky, but I don't know.
Well, but you're the closest to the right answer because bourbon is just a county in Kentucky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, bourbon's here. I mean, I'm in Kentucky. Yeah, bourbon, that's where it came from, right?
Yeah,
So
it's
bourbon is just a
USA.
place that they started making whiskey, and they said, well, we're going to call this bourbon whiskey. It's just whiskey made with certain laws, right? If 51% corn minimum,
Right, correct.
meaning that it could be 100% corn and still called bourbon. And yes, Todd, you're right. It used to be only made in Bourbon County type of thing, and then they allowed all Kentucky, and then it can be made anywhere in the U.S. as long as they follow the same laws.
Right.
Yeah, it used to be at one point it had to come from Bourbon County, but then they extended it out there. Yeah.
And then
Go ahead.
it has more stories than a library, man.
Well, the interesting thing that I found out about watching like 60 Minutes one night was how they make scotch, which was interesting because when they make scotch over in Scotland, what they use for the barrels are bourbon barrels to make the scotch whiskey.
Yeah, because it has to be virgin oak for bourbon all the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
bourbon has barrels. They're kind of like IKEA, right? They just disassemble them and ship them somewhere else, and then they reassemble them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think that, because you were thinking like in Scotland, like they send the bourbon barrels over to Scotland, which was pretty neat.
Yeah. And they're cheap. They're $150 a barrel, whereas you get into sherry and wine, like wine barrels and stuff, you can spend over $1,000 a barrel.
Yeah.
I never knew they actually took them apart and then reassembled them.
Well, I think you can ship more that way.
Well, yeah, it would make sense. It would make sense.
There probably are ways where they ship them as a whole entire barrel, right?
Yeah.
So it just depends.
That's interesting. No, I never actually really thought about it, but makes sense that they would do that because you're right. You could get way more in a crate for broken pieces or disassembled pieces than shipping a whole barrel.
If you're over in those areas, that would be, for me, if I come down to Kentucky, I'd be just as interested to go to a cooperage and watch them making the barrels, man. It'd be phenomenal. Like that is a trade in itself, being a cooper.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I didn't actually go to some of the distilleries around me. I got like one of them is like 10 minutes from me here, Boone County Distillery, and we got New Riffs about 15 or 20 minutes. They've been making a lot of noise down here in Kentucky, but I just need to get more involved in the whiskey scene. And J.O., who does the Party Source reviews, his channel, he's like 20 minutes away from me too. So a lot of times I go over there and check out some of the stuff they have as well.
Hey, Rod, how far are you from Bardstown?
I think Bardstown is probably about like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay.
And now Eric Gilbert, he said he thought Daniel was wrong, but he said Donner Pass whiskey's in the house. Welcome, Donner. He said sometimes they assemble them into larger hogshead barrels.
Actually, Eric was probably replying to when I was making comments about Eric.
Oh, okay.
Right. He already told me I was wrong because I was doing a live before you started or whatever, and then I think it was Eric that actually came on and said, "Hey, Rod's on live, man." I'm like, "Oh, I got to get off the air, guy. Let's go see Rod." So,
now, Richie Z said best brews are room temp. Now, that actually depends because different styles are set up for different ways to really enjoy them. Some of your higher ones, like some of your stouts, your imperials, are going to be barley wines are going to be more up to that room temp. Usually in the 50s where you're looking to drink those. But if you're drinking like a lager, like an adjunct lager, like Eric loves those as well, you're drinking those ice cold pretty much because you want to have them as that nice, refreshing, crisp, clean feel to them. So,
but is it not true that mass marketed beers, and I think who is it right now that's got a commercial out saying they're walking around with a barrel of honey or something that they're delivering, and like, no, it's not ours. That we got ours last month. Or
that was the Bud Light commercial.
Oh, that was Bud Light. Yeah, Bud Light.
I work with a guy that actually worked in several distillery or breweries in Ontario, and he says it's one of the he won't order anything that's kind of locally made because he knows what they're doing to get more yield, right? So when they tell us ice glacier beer and taste and drink this cold. Well, there's a reason you want to drink it ice cold, because when it gets to a certain temperature, it tastes like piss.
Exactly. That's true.
Not that I know what piss tastes like.
It's an assumption. We understand.
Yeah.
You understand?
You never been stranded somewhere, you had to drink your own pee. You got it.
I think Earth is growing more beard since we've been on here.
It's
Punching his hair, pushing beard hair out.
I'm not one to
There you go,
interrupt,
Rod.
man. I'm here listening to what's been said. So
Oh, nice.
He's like, just keep it up, guys. Just keep it up.
I'm glad he can't reach me, because all I can see is it doesn't look like he has a neck. It might be one solid thing.
You're probably right.
Too old for that.
Yeah, but so when you have like your big company beer, like the mass produced type lagers, I mean, yeah, there's a reason you want to drink those ice cold, because they do go to shit afterwards. You don't want those to warm up. Like, you're not gonna sit there and drink a room temperature Bud Light. I mean,
no. Well,
unless you're PA Brew News.
Drink a warm Yingling and think it's like some farmhouse. Oh yeah.
And Paul, if you're watching this channel, I'm just busting at you.
Like, you're not supposed to drink that warm. You're killing me, Smalls.
I don't know. My dunkel's about 70 degrees right now.
Your dunkel is right now? You should be drinking that a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
Yep. I pulled it off the floor.
I seen you like the boss tweet. I seen you like the boss tweet, Earth. You did thought the M43 was kind of
No, it was good, but that Boss Tweed was superior.
Yeah, the Boss Tweed versus M43, it definitely stacks up better, I think. We lost whiskey there. So, but yeah, the Boss Tweed, that's the jam right there from Old Nation. Although M43 saved their ass.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, that's like their signature beer.
They would have went under if that didn't do anything.
Yeah, they were close to it.
Yeah.
Now I can hear Earth. See, every time I leave and come back, I can hear one more guy.
There you go.
Fucking Google.
Donner Pass Whiskey says, Party Source looks like a great place to check out anything whiskey. Yeah, where J.O.'s at, if you ever watch this channel, the Party Source Reviews, they have a ton of whiskey stuff there. I mean, just a ton. I don't know if I shot a video from inside there like I did with Jungle Gyms. I probably need to, but they have pretty much anything you're trying to look for the most part.
So whiskey, if you don't mind me asking, what the bottle you were showing us a while ago, how much did that run?
The bottle of
what you had in the box there that you showed us a while ago?
Oh,
that you got over in overseas.
This one here over in Scotland. I think it's in Canada. It's retailing probably for about $220, which for 245 bottles for a 31-year-old, that's actually bloody reasonable.
Okay.
I can show you a 14-year-old that I paid $345 for. So yeah, it's all
for Eric.
It's all perspective. Ooh, look at that.
Has a door and everything?
This is a 46-year-old. It has a door, yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Nice.
A door with magnets.
Ooh.
So will you ever pop that open?
Oh yeah, this one will get popped open. I'll buy a second one, but I don't have to pop open.
So how much do you think you have in your cellar there? I mean,
how many bottles?
Yeah, because you got a great collection of stuff.
I don't know if I want to say anything. that Earth looks pretty damn serious right now.
That's Earth's usual look.
He's got two walls that we can barely see that looks like it's probably covered.
I told you right now.
Have you not seen all this shit happen on Earth? I mean, he's got a lot of stuff on his mind right now.
No, I haven't.
Everybody says I got a pissed off look.
Yeah.
All I see is the side of your earlobe there, so. But it keeps twitching every once in a while. I say something.
Hopefully, it's not zoomed in that much.
That's his profile side.
I got a lot of bottles. That's all I can answer.
Yeah, well, it looks good. It definitely looks good there.
One day I'll take my Excel spreadsheet skills from work and Although I do not know much about office work, I'm actually a bricklayer, just so anybody knows. But I work
Hey.
what was that?
Hey, bricklaying isn't anything to shake a stick at, dude. You guys bust your ass.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. I sit behind the computer and work as a QC most of the time. I work in what they call refractory. So we do the same. We do work inside refineries and so forth. Huh? We line furnaces and boilers and so forth. Kilns.
So Throttle, how did you get into whiskey? Like, what drove you into becoming such a aficionado of it?
My truck drove me to a liquor store and I bought a bottle. And then I bought another bottle. And I was out of town and I bought several bottles and I was in a site where I couldn't drink. So all of a sudden I had 10 bottles and I turned my back and all this stuff happened. So
yeah, but you had to develop something that really got you into liking and enjoying the whiskey.
I think some friends of mine were into it, and I think I was trying to buy some stuff that they kind of would like and I could share with them initially. And I was at a festival called the Hopscotch, so it was whiskey and beer. It was actually a fundraiser for what we call the Windspear Center here, which is rated up there somewhere near the what's that famous place in Australia for going for concerts and museums or music? It's a big fancy auditorium called the Windspear. And a girl that I knew, she was working behind the counter or behind the table of one of the places there, a liquor store or whatever it was. And she said, so hold on a second, reached down underneath behind the table and poured me this bottle or this sample. And it was 30-year-old Scotch. And I was floored. It was phenomenal. But to this day, I have forgotten what it was. I just know it was 30 years old, and I never remember the name. So I started buying stuff here and there, and I probably have about 100 bottles open.
Yeah.
Right. So I've been getting rid of them pretty quick. I've got a buddy that owns a machine shop, and he's got a keganator in it right now with some locally made beer, some nice IPA stuff. And I bring over a bottle or two, and I drink the beer out of the keganator. And Fridays after work, he opens up the doors and all the mechanic shops. Like it's like 10 minutes from my house.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If you're on Instagram, it's called Widget Works. You'll see his stuff there.
Okay.
He makes some phenomenal stuff. And then he gets emergency stuff from a refinery saying we need some bolts made because they can get someone to make it faster than have an order in the bolts for a special piece of equipment, right? Donner Press asked me how many years I've been collecting. What time is it now? I don't know, about 5 years, 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, my mortgage is not paid off, but I own all the whiskey.
Well, you definitely got a nice stack of collection going for just doing 5 or 6 years.
I'm not married, and I don't have any kids.
That helps. That helps. You can enjoy the hobby with no kids.
Ain't that the truth?
Do you prefer Scotch or
Exactly, Earth.
What's that?
I said exactly, Earth.
About the kids, yeah. Do you have a preference on style? The Todd was asking if you prefer Scotch or.
No, I kind of like them all. I mean, I've got lots of bourbons over here. I guess I could move the camera around if you wanted to see some more. There's the bourbon selection over there. That helps. And there's bourbons I like. I mean, Elijah Craig is the go-to bourbon for me, and it's a 12-year-old.
That was my next question.
But you can't get it anymore, right?
Yeah.
So I bought lots of them.
Yeah, that's solid. That is a solid one. I'll give you that one.
I mean, you can still buy it, but it's an 8-year-old now. But they don't even say what year it is. So
Yeah.
right.
Which it seems a lot of them
the
are doing
regular
that now, though,
small
right?
Sure, there. I mean, I like it I consider it kind of the Mustang of bourbons, right? I mean, you can buy a Ferrari or you can buy a Mustang. I guarantee you'll have just as much fun in the Mustang, and it'll cost you a third of the cost. You know,
Right.
And I own 5 motorcycles, but I know guys that'll buy a 125cc Grom and have just as much fun on it than a big old giant horsepower. So.
Well, I'm driving a Mustang now. I kind of might like the Ferrari. But no, you're right. You can
tell you what, though,
up and everything. You're still good to go. Yeah.
Yeah, the Ferrari is like a very expensive, high maintenance woman. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta put up with that crap.
Yeah, it's fine till you got to take it to the salon.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's really Ferrari.
If you see one of them Ferraris walking by with, mini skirt on, looking real hot, fine, some guy somewhere is sick and tired of that bullshit.
Yep.
Gilbert said he stopped buying scotch since Christmas. It was getting out of hand. I can only imagine how much Gilbert was probably buying in whiskeys too.
That guy isn't telling you all the truth. That guy's got some stuff going on.
Yeah.
And there's probably him. So who comes in here from the whiskey world? Richie Z, Eric Gilbert, Donna Press.
Yeah, Donna comes in once in a while, and then Richie, of course, comes in. We get a few of the guys that come in, but more recently, like when we do the Thursday chats, we don't see as many of the whiskey guys on those, but on the Hangouts, we'll have more guys pop in.
Well, Eric Gilbert, I believe you live in Ontario, and I think he's got on his YouTube page, I think he posts quite a bit of beer, don't you, Eric? See, now, you guys don't follow up on all this stuff, do you? I sent you several links, Mr. Beery White.
Me?
Yeah. on Instagram about some things that you should see and hook up.
What on Instagram?
Yeah, they have direct messaging on Instagram. Don't bullshit a bullshitter.
I'll pull up Instagram right now.
Yeah,
Don't bullshit a bullshitter.
You pull whatever you want to pull, but I ain't.
That's personal.
I'm not Robert Kraft here. I'm not trying to get one of those
reach arounds.
Good reached around pull job right now.
Alrighty then. Okay.
I don't see anything on Instagram. I got like a ton of direct messages, but I don't see anything from you on here.
Well, I probably deleted you by now.
Well, what the hell?
Oh,
wait a
come
minute.
on, man.
I take it back. There's something. Well, the last thing you said was December 24th.
Yeah, and what's it about? It's about some beer drinking.
35 MMM Monkey.
Whatever it is, man. I sent you one about some women that were into drinking.
This guy doesn't think of beer. He has his shoes on. They're like sneakers that are painted.
Don't matter, man. Everybody's tired of the freaking Wiener Fest here. They wanted some chicks that drink beer.
He did send me Iron Beer Maiden, so I'll follow them.
There you go, Iron Beer Maiden. See, and you should have them on your show. You should hook up
with a couple of these people. I'm actually friends with on Instagram.
I'm sure you are already.
Pictures, yeah. I've actually got a few people from Instagram looking to get on here and collab with on some stuff.
Well, why wouldn't you? I was just that was a long time ago. I forget what I was thinking, but
keep it up on social media. Hard sometimes. I need an assistant on social media.
Yeah, you know what? You can hire girls for that, like little 12-year-old girls.
That's why the young kids have their face planted in their phone all day.
Yeah, I saw a guy walking today, just on his phone, just like walking right in the middle of the traffic, almost like, dude, put your head up, look at where you're going.
Richie Z says, "High maintenance women. I've known them since I was 13." Richie, there's one thing we have to remember, Richie. Okay, Mr. Z, you may have met lots of high maintenance women, but there's one common denominator, and it's you. Gotta remember that. It's like a person in an abusive relationship. If they're in more than one, the common denominator, probably them.
Yeah, but they say like some people when they date the same people over and over again. It's something they got to change.
Mm-hmm.
It's like watching somebody go buy a new pair of glasses. Every single one they liked that they put on is almost identical to the one they were wearing when they walked in, shape-wise. It used to, right?
Oh shit, Santa Cruzin, what's up? It says
Santa.
hello all. Santa Cruzin hasn't been here for a while.
No, and he's a little sick right now.
Is he?
I think it's from drinking cheap rum, but he hasn't.
Richie says, Rod, there aren't many women in the good beer. Actually, there's a good amount of women in the beer. It's like Whiskey mentioned here on Instagram. I have a lot of people I'm connected with that are women that drink beer and do a lot of stuff with it. It's a matter of meeting them or finding them or connecting with them, I guess. But that's one thing I'm gonna do is try to bring more women on the beer channel. Even Todd's wife, Shannon, she got into beer a little bit more after hanging out with us and coming on some of the stuff. So,
well, Richie wants to move to Canada, and if you're looking for women that are into beer, you either need to move to Newfoundland or somewhere in Saskatchewan. I would recommend Moose Jaw. So.
Yeah. You say Moose Job?
Moose Knuckle. You got any women with moose knuckle down there where you're from, son? Tell me all about the moose knuckle down there.
He says his current lady is only into Michelob Ultra. LOL.
That's probably because you're pressuring her to be in shape.
Yeah.
You gotta be like Rod J and me. We like our women thick.
Well, so you gotta do is take a Michelob Ultra and try to say, hey, try this one, and try to get her to try one of the craft lagers or try maybe one of the blonde ales. So they're good crossover beers to get into craft. A lot of them don't know because it's like you had them an IPA, they're not going to be ready for an IPA.
Right. Kolsch. A Kolsch is a good starter.
Kolsch is a good one, yeah. Like
Or ask them what kind of fruit they like, and then give them a beer that's surrounded by that fruit.
Like an Atterday or something.
That's a good idea.
Some fruited beer.
Speaking of Atterdays, I gotta go get
There you go. See, my wife, she wasn't big into beers at a point, and working with her, she now knows she really likes wit beers. So we go out and get a lot of the wit beer style. She really likes those. And it's funny because they'll come over and they'll ask her, what kind of beer or anything we want to drink or whatever. She'll look at me like, what do I want? And it's like, I'll go out, pick it out. I know what her palate is, and she enjoys it now. But before, she would just not drink the beer because she didn't think they all taste the same and she didn't like them. So,
yeah, and it's all about gradually moving towards something different, a little bit stronger, or something like you said, like an IPA or something. It's got a little more bite to it or something. That's where when you're first starting out, you want to kind of ease into it with maybe a Kolsch or a wheat beer or wit or
Start
something.
them with a cider.
Yeah.
Which I almost bought some tea beer again earlier today, which actually isn't that bad. It was actually surprising how good it actually is.
A tea beer?
Yeah,
we got those down here now. Wild Ohio Brewing, and basically for people that are gluten free, they're all gluten free. So instead of being stuck on just ciders, they can do the tea beer. Had like a 9% raspberry one I did a video on, and another one before, and they were pretty decent.
I think you need to do some research on that. I'd like to get a clearer answer on, is there really gluten in your beer? And I think you should do that show. Don't answer no questions now.
Okay.
I'm just saying, do a little.
I know that's to pass certain criteria to be gluten free, though. Like they have to file that.
I think that's a bunch of horse pucky.
Hans going.
It's a valid question, though. It's a valid question.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think because gluten is a protein. I don't know. Earth, what do you think, man? You're too quiet. I don't like thinking that.
What was the question again? Gluten is a
are you sure this is the beer channel? Because I mean,
what are you drinking now, Earth? By the way, because you're drinking silently.
I'm having a Barmhouse Dunkel.
That's the one you just said was a nano.
Can't read the lettering because it's dark, but
that's the one you said was a nano brewery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa! What the hell's that word?
is upside down.
Some
Oh, Nano.
A nano brewery is a small brewery.
No, hold on a sec. You say that one more time, I'll slap the freaking millennial right out of you. What the fuck is that? Nano brewery.
There's only one millennial on the panel. That's Todd. Okay.
Nano brewery, nano brewery, nano brewery.
Thanks, Rod, for making that clear.
They're claiming Nano Brewery.
Nano brewery. Oh my god. We're not micro, we're nano. We were popular before popular existed. The hell is that?
No.
That is when rap stars wore their jeans backwards.
The Han says,
Jump.
"Stop it." Han says, "Hey, Rajay, I drank 5 beers and I'm not drunk. Should I be worried?" LOL. No. I mean, what 5 beers are you drinking?
If it's Coors Light, I don't know.
Yeah. If it's Coors Light, your thirst should be quenched by
Hey,
now.
don't be busting on Coors Light, all right?
No, if you're knocking back 5 Bigfoots from Sierra Nevada, I'd be a little worried about you.
I
a
think
whole
Whiskey
nother story.
Throttle's
Southern
connection's
Tier.
wearing off on me.
Yeah.
Richie says he's had skinny and thick ladies.
But that's another discussion.
What's wrong with skinny and thick ladies? What's wrong with both of them?
He's an equal opportunist.
Yeah.
Bingo.
He says he loves both. So
Equal opportunist.
An equal opportunist. That's a good one, Todd. Good one.
You say that 5 times fast, Todd?
Equal opportunist, equal opportunist, equal opportunist, equal opportunist, equal opportunist. How's that?
Not bad. Obviously, you've been sipping your beer.
I cannot say that 5 times fast. I'm not even going to attempt to.
which will be great when Eric does the PSA later.
I might not be here for the PSA, brother.
Well, I did only have 1 beer during the game because I was waiting for Rod's invite for the show or, for the hangout.
Yeah.
But I have had a couple now, so they're gradually getting stronger. If we hang out long enough, who knows?
Eric Gilbert said the West Cork has really blown me away. It's like the Irish Spring Break. It's Irish Spring Bank, not nicely fishy.
If you know what that is, by the way?
No, I was going to ask you because I know it's got to be a whiskey there. Yeah,
It's an Irish whiskey, the West Cork, yeah. Ireland is coming back up here. I got a lollipop, though. I should send this to somebody. You know what? I think Earth would be right into this.
sumptuous lolly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He looks like
Old fashioned.
it's an old.
Tastes like an old fashioned?
Looks
I
good
don't
to
know
me.
yet. I haven't tried it. You want me to taste it first before I send it to you, Earth?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let me know the tasting note.
Is he frozen again, or is he just?
No, he's just moved slow.
It's like the serial killer solid stare there. I don't know what he's staring at, but it isn't the camera that's looking at him.
Yeah.
We didn't know.
I'm
we didn't
looking
know
at the laptop.
package date.
I can't see him now. All I see it says Earth.
You can't see Earth?
Nope.
Yeah,
I can see him, but he
signal,
isn't
he-
moving. I think he might
It
have.
got wore off on me and bumped me out.
It's the Google Plus. Or
Oh,
Google, rather. Acronym.
Okay, so I'm getting asked about a Deanston. Deanston
Yeah, I thought I was going to ask you there. Yeah.
it was a former cotton mill that got turned into. I know it's only a sample that I got from Mike, who is the rep or the brand ambassador, and it is only exclusive to Alberta. This Deanston, and it's aged in cognac barrels. So, I got a sample of it. I can't even remember where the sample is. Man, Eric, I showed you how many samples I got here. Holy shit balls. You're going to think something's wrong with me. I almost have as many samples as I do the bottles. So, how long does beer last in a fridge, gentlemen?
In the fridge?
Yeah.
I mean,
Depends on which kind of beer it is.
Yeah, depends
Well,
on
is it a
the
bottle
beer.
or is it a can?
Well, this was in a bottle, and it was a sealed with a seal around the bottle itself. I mean,
What's
this
the ABV? The one he was just drinking?
That was like 9%. Yeah.
yeah.
So you can.
It sh-
It should last for a while.
Yeah, he
it's
should be
been
good.
a
Couple
Long
years.
time. Long time.
long time.
Long time. Long time.
Long time, short time, $25.
Love you long time.
$25, no problem.
They show you a good time, $25 all night long.
There it goes.
That's what Robert Kraft said too.
He said, "Pull it for the cheese."
Tubuku.
So whiskey, do you guys have a lot of distilleries up there for whiskey, or do you get mostly like from the States?
Now, son, I'm going to talk to you very straight here, and I'm going to, there's a guy in Scotland who says I'm the Canadian version of John Wayne. Now, when I said son, I'm talking to you, Todd. All right,
I got that.
You got it. I don't want to get mixed up here. Do we have any? No, we're still living in igloos. You.
Well, no. I was just wondering. Like, I didn't know if it was.
So,
we down here in the South. I don't know.
No, you ever heard of Whistle Pig?
No.
Whistle Pig whiskey?
I have not.
No, comes from Utah, which is kind of weird. Or Vermont, pardon me, Vermont. It's High West that comes from there. This is sourced whiskey.
Okay.
The first Whistle Pigs that came out came from Alberta. Do you know where Alberta is?
Maybe. Not sure. We're not going to do a test right here tonight. But
I think that the United States has made it illegal for you guys to own globes. But we're kind of like where I live. I live in Edmonton. We are kind of like the Texas. We are known for oil. But a lot of the places down there in the States, they sent Jane Fonda up here to protest our oil.
Jeez.
That woman's got more freaking plastic in her than.
No kidding.
Do you know where that came from? Anyway, we have some of the biggest distilleries here, and one of them supplies that. It's Alberta Distillery, and they're a grain distillery. We have Crown Royal. Canadian Club. You ever watch?
Well, yeah.
So a lot of that stuff is very famous because you had a prohibition,
right?
Yeah.
We had a prohibition too, but it was different from province to province, right? It varied. And guess what? Everybody made moonshine, man. So some of the oldest distilleries around, and now we have the same thing. We have none of that nano brewery shit. They're micro breweries and micro distilleries. Who said nano brewery first?
Nano, brother, nano.
Just a smaller version of a micro.
Terrible nano brewery.
And then there's micro, and then there's macro.
How many different ways can you say small?
Nano, and then micro. Nano, micro, nano.
If you listen, they're telling you right now how many ways.
What do I know? I'm only joking.
No, that's interesting. No, that was a serious question because I didn't know.
No,
other than like Crown Royal and some of those other,
So the Crown Royal made a big mistake just last year, and they released a whiskey. First of all, there's a guy named Jim Murray, not the actor. He writes a book out, puts it out every year called The Whiskey Bible. And everybody thinks he's something else, and I don't. I think he's a weird hat-wearing nerd, and he's originally from England. But he called this Crown Royal Harvest Rye Whiskey of the Year, or World Whiskey of the Year. And that's great. But then they came out with a Crown Royal bourbon mash, and they got slaughtered. Everybody was like, this sucks, right? And because it should not have been compared to a bourbon, right? So in Canada, the laws are really kind of loosey-goosey. You can have a whiskey, and they can call it 100% rye, and have no rye in it.
Well, that's an issue.
So let's see. Let's pretend we know what words mean, right? What is rye whiskey?
Whiskey with rye in it.
You would think.
It should be whiskey made from rye, right?
Right. There's a name, it should be the ingredient. Yeah.
Sure, but it doesn't have to be. You can order rye whiskey and it won't have anything in it. So Crown Royal, as an example, does not have 100% rye in it. It's probably mostly corn, and then they add enough rye to make it have that taste, right?
Son of a bitch.
So rye is expensive and corn isn't.
Yeah.
Right. And again, beer, same thing, right? I mean, it's awesome getting stuff from a microbrewery, and it might be even more awesome from a nanny's brewery. Your grandma's brewery. Nano.
This is why George Carlin had that called advertising.
Nano.
George Carlin, yeah.
Go home. What? Anyway, yeah, there's so we can buy 100% rye, but it's the same laws that would apply probably to beer as well. Is that the label is the law? So whatever's on that label, right? It's like when they tell you something's healthy because it has no fat in it, but it's 100% sugar.
So Crown Royal is the Bud Light of whiskey.
No, Crown Royal has some phenomenal stuff. Their master distiller. I mean, they have standard stuff that they put out there, and then they have some stuff that they put out that's really good. Canadian Club as well, right? But it became the names are famous,
right?
Because James Bond in the movie ordered a martini with Canadian Club or whatever it may have been, and all of a sudden became famous, or it got well known. Plus, the prohibition and all our whiskey was being sold down there to Capone,
right?
So in Saskatchewan, which is a flat prairie town, there is a town there that is very small, but it would have been very huge. If you went into the liquor store there, it would blow your mind. It's first of all, it's all brick and marble and beautiful. And it used to be the rail station. I mean, it's phenomenal. Across down the road is the tunnels that used to be underneath that city. So they have one for Al Capone, and they have one for the Chinese. Ooh. So they put the Chinese underground. That's where they would live, type of thing. The tunnels. The Chinese were there to build the railroads.
Right.
Daniel needs to turn his hat forward. He is too old. Yeah, whatever, Eric. I turned 51 years old this week, actually. Sometime on whatever the 28th is, I'm turning 51. My father's 92. Eric, my dad has tattoos on his arm. What's that?
That's it. Good. That's awesome. 92.
Yeah.
And he's got tattoos on his arm older than Eric. His first tattoo was when he was 15. Anyway, you go in there and it's Al Capone. And now I went. There's a lady that owns a museum there, art gallery, whatever, and just shooting the shit with her. Nice lady, engineer background, lives in Moose Jaw, which is really a neat little place.
Jesus Christ!
What the hell are you doing, Eric?
His natter day exploded.
Oh, we gotta
natter day down. Natter day down.
Natter day down, and we still gotta keep drinking, because the more you drink, your final message at the end of the broadcast is all.
It's gonna be fucking shit. I can already tell right now.
Anyway, she's birthday that down in Chicago in a museum, they actually have a thing that proves that Al Capone actually came to Moose Jaw, which is it's in the middle of the prairies. It's in the middle of a farmer's field. But they were that's where it was coming from. So my mom was born in Bangor, Maine. As a Canadian citizen, she was just on the right side of the border at the time. I mean, she was 88 when she passed, so border towns are the best, man. You got to live in a border town.
Yeah.
Right? You can bring stuff back and forth. Whatever beer, what do you want, right?
Yeah.
Eric says my dad's tattoos are older than his dad's.
And then there was something here. Oh, you already got Gilbert with the whole hat thing, but he has said, he said you're getting bitter in your old age, son. Daniel,
I was always bitter. I think I got to that age where
age has nothing to do with it.
it's now. Well, it does because at a certain age, you're like, I don't give a shit anymore. I'm going to tell you what I think. I love one of my favorite movies is Gran Torino.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Good movie.
Yeah. Especially when he takes that kid in and tries to teach him how men talk in the barbershop.
Yeah, I was actually going a couple weeks ago. I watched that again. It was on AMC or something. So
I want to watch The Mule. I haven't watched it lately.
yeah, I want to see that too. So tomorrow.
Don't get your hopes up.
What? You slammed it already? No good? You saw it?
No, it's decent, but it's not Gran Torino good.
How did you see The Mule and you haven't seen The Avengers?
Seen what?
The Avengers.
I just started watching the very first Avengers last night.
Oh wow! Shit, well, never mind then. I guess.
That's why.
Yeah. Wow.
You know why? I'll tell you why. Because reality. What a concept.
You think the Avengers aren't real? You say they couldn't happen?
Oh, I thought it was based on a true story. You saying it's not?
What's up, Earth? How's it going over there?
I'm good, man.
Damn it! I can't hear him again. What happened? He disappeared.
Earth, what are you watching?
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
I was checking in on my phone.
Ah.
He's probably watching some porn channel or something right now.
Well, I was gonna say, you can see the reflection in his glasses. Like, get a little bit closer if that's the case.
Looking at all you idiots checking in stuff.
See, I came back and now I can't hear anybody.
You can hear everybody at all right now? Can you hear me?
He's just gonna leave and keep coming back.
He's gonna go to work at 5:30 in the morning. So he might be behind us a few hours.
He's gonna stay up all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what time it is there.
You see, Gilbert's 38 and doesn't give a shit as well. So. Oh, you're welcome, Gilbert. I thought I hit your button before, but yeah, thank you.
I can hear him now.
Can you hear now?
All right, guys. I'm gonna take off here because I'm pretty buzzed and I gotta go to
You're
bed.
pretty buzzed. Tomorrow's Sunday though.
I know.
He's trying to bail, so I didn't have to do the DSA.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
You can't leave it till he does it. I mean, at this moment, we'll turn it over to Eric. Give him the.
All right, guys. I'm going to try my best here, but if you had too much to drink, like myself,
don't tell him. Don't tell him you messed up earlier yourself, though.
I'm not, Rod. I'm not.
Even though you just did.
Just don't do what I did, all right? That's all I'm saying. Just don't do what I did.
Sweet and to the point.
All right, guys, if you had too much to drink, please get a designated driver, guys. It's stupid to drive home drunk, and if you do, you're going to get pulled over by the cops. They're going to make you do the stupid-ass sobriety test. They get a free ride of jail, court fees, and possible prison time. And then if you hit or kill somebody, you guys are going to be in the slammer for a while. And if you kill yourself, all you've done is hurt your family and friends, put yourself 6 feet under. Just sleep off your buzz, you get your car the next day, get an Uber, taxi, Lyft, have someone call you to get your ride back home because of you. You're going to have thousands upon thousands of dollars in court costs. And if I find out you're doing it, I'm going to put a baseball bat to your knees, all right? Just sleep off your buzz, you get your car the next day.
Well,
you're fine.
What was that? Could you repeat that?
I cannot repeat that.
You can drink
word for word.
Yeah, man, you're not buzzed enough yet. You got to stay.
That's right.
Oh, if you were there for the Malt Liquor Monday show quite a while back, I was like, duh, 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 duh. I couldn't even say it.
I sound like that.
Classic. The malt liquor was a classic one.
Oh.
Well, how
weeks
about I pour? I'm gonna, because you did such a good job. I'm gonna have one more dram. It's a 25-year-old Scotch. It is cast strength, and this is just for you, my friend.
There you go.
Nice.
I'm going to drink the rest of the Standard Days when I go out for you.
What is that? What's that, like an energy drink?
If you're still drinking, If you're still drinking, you might as well stay.
Right, exactly.
I'm fucking tired, man. I'll admit, I'm fucking tired.
Just don't fall asleep like Lance, and you'll be good to go.
So if I stay on, I'm gonna be falling asleep right here. I'm gonna be like,
hold up that can again, because it kind of looked like you were drinking an energy drink. Is that not like get some B12 in it or something?
It's close.
It's a strawberry lemonade beer.
Who is Swampy McGee? Sandy Hookers do with a forensic hidden, but who is that dude?
I don't know. I had no idea.
on that note, I'm out, guys. See ya.
See, Eric.
Have a good
Bye,
day.
All right, take it easy, guys.
Take care. The American government is at war with the American people right now. I don't know about that, man. I don't think that left hand knows what the right hand's doing. Let's be honest.
That's how it happens a lot of time.
That's a true statement.
That is a Craig LHG. No, it's a Glenn LHG. Eric or Santa Cruzan. It is a exclusive bottling, and it is 48.7% ABV. And I'm going to add a little water because
What if the fake Steve-O jersey is in New Jersey?
Who to what? New Jersey. Oh, fake Steve-O jersey. Well, I don't know, man.
Yeah, he actually VO'd the liquor store. He could not finish all that in the life.
I don't know what. Just wallpaper.
Yeah.
I don't know, Swampy McGee. Who are you? I mean, really, the question does not need to be answered. You need to answer it yourself, right? Look deep inside yourself, my friend.
Like Miller's Cross and look inside your heart. That's a good movie.
Eric says that Eric is a good dude for a Lions fan.
Yeah, because Gilbert's a Packers fan.
And Earth, are you a fan of anything?
I'll be right back.
All right.
I don't follow football, so can't tell you much there.
What about soccer?
Negative.
You follow soccer? You don't follow soccer, do you?
No, he said negative. Yeah,
No, not him. You. I know Earth doesn't.
I'm in Canada. What do you think we follow?
Hockey.
Hockey.
Yeah.
It don't matter. Our local team is out of it, even though they've got all the youngest premium players. Am I needy? No, I'm not needy.
I don't even know who's left in. I saw St. Louis had beat somebody, I think, the other night, but I don't know Stanley Cup even started in hockey yet.
Swampy McGee is Eric Waite. Do you know what Eric Waite is? No.
No, Eric Waite used to be one of the guys. Yeah.
And he's one of the guys. Yeah. Moose and hockey.
That's Canada right there.
Never seen, somebody's got a commercial out. It's obviously for us only about identity theft.
Okay.
And it's some guy apparently being a United Statesian riding a moose dressed in an RCMP uniform pretending to be. You gotta see it. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. I watched Super Troopers 2 a few weeks ago. And they were like doing a Canada. They had some Canadian jokes in there. It kind of funny. It's like I know everybody else saw it in Canada, what they thought of some of the jokes in there, but
yeah, we saw it, man.
Yeah.
It was probably Canadians that wrote the jokes.
Yeah, probably. We get a lot of actors from Canada that are here. People are like, they're Canadian? Like, yeah, a lot of the actors are Canadian. They're just in the American movies. And actually, like, what is it out Vancouver? It was actually getting more movie stuff now than like LA because it's so cheap to shoot movies there.
Yeah, the dollar, the exchange there, Toronto, Montreal. We've had lots of movies shot here too.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been to the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto years ago.
Everybody goes to Toronto, and Toronto thinks it's the center of the universe.
Toronto was like pretty much to me when I was there. It felt like it was just like Canadian New York.
Yeah.
It was like just New York and Canada. I mean, with all the stuff there.
It's always the same. Probably Canadians. The guy reminds me of an ex-girlfriend I know. All she did was repeat what you said back. That was the best way to argue.
Moose stew is tasty stuff, says Gilbert.
Moose stew. Yep. I actually have some wild meat. I should do a check and see what
Have you had moose before?
Have I had moose before? Yes.
Yeah. So I would figure, I mean, like kind of like us having deer here, probably. So,
man, yes, it's just like having deer here.
Well, you know what I mean, like wild game and stuff. So
we got tons of it up here. I'm in northern Canada.
How far are you up in Canada? Like,
see Earth? Well, you scared him away talking about Canada.
I think he's dropping in and out too.
America is against the American people. Well, guess what? I live in America. Swampy McGee, think about this. America is not a country. It is a continent. You live in the United States. You're a United Statesian. I live in the United Provinces of America. Right?
Yeah. It's all part of North America.
Yeah, we're all in North America, man. We are the central of Canada in the GTA, Daniel. Yes. I need to go back. Greater Toronto area when he says that.
I need to visit Canada again. I liked Ontario and Toronto where we went to. That's where we went years ago. But I want to go to Vancouver. I'd like to maybe go to Montreal, some of the other spots around Canada.
Get to the Rocky Mountains, buddy.
The Rocky Mountains?
Yeah,
that's
right.
Colorado, though.
No, man, that's Canada.
You got the Rocky Mountains in Canada. All right.
What do you mean we got them in Canada? We got more of them in Canada than you do in...
But the American Rocky Mountains is Colorado.
Yes, man. I send you a picture. Don't leave me alone here, Todd.
Am I right, Todd? The Rocky Mountains are Colorado when you ask an American.
No, only if you're Denver, and that guy.
Todd, we can't hear you. You're muted on your headset.
Did you?
Oh, sorry. That's the only one I knew of was in Colorado.
Todd's backing me up. It's Colorado when we think of Rocky Mountains.
Only if you listen to John Denver songs.
John Denver had a great song about West Virginia, where I went to college at.
So,
country roads, baby.
I want you to go to Google Maps and look it up.
Rocky Mountain, Canada?
Just Rocky Mountain, period. It's probably the same mountain range.
Probably could be.
It probably is.
You know where Denver is?
Rocky Mountain National Park.
Anybody have absinthe? Yes, I have.
It stretches 3,000 miles from British Columbia and Alberta in Canada through Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, and down into Mexico.
There you
Eric
go.
Gilbert's bringing. Stay out of Alberta. They're too conservative for their own good. Let me tell you about this. My opinion is the world's not in trouble because of the governments. The world is in trouble because of the lack of morals. It doesn't matter who's the president, prime minister, or king or queen of a country.
Right.
Lack of morals.
That's
that
a valid.
goes right down to us on the streets, man.
It's a valid point.
Yeah.
Treat everybody with respect. And I don't know. That's just me.
Well, no, I agree.
Todd,
yeah.
You know what? I'm coming in and out because Todd, I'm going to go out again because
he can't hear you, Todd.
He's like, whatever. I'm out. You can hear me fine, though, right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. So I think it's just been on and off with Google. Can you hear Todd? Can you hear Todd now, Whiskey?
Can you hear me now?
You're talking too much.
Can you hear me now?
No, barely, man.
Damn.
It's some Google bullshit.
I can hear you. Yes, I obviously can.
But not good.
Say something, Todd.
Can you hear me?
No.
Barely? Or not at all?
Word. Let me come in and out again.
All right. Hey,
Jesus.
welcome, Monk. Monk asked if any of us had absinthe. I've had absinthe down in New Orleans before. I don't know. Have you had absinthe, Todd?
I have.
Yeah. It's more common to be able to get now compared to what it used to be.
Well, it used to be illegal to get it, I think.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Now you can get it rather easily. Have you ever had absinthe whiskey? They disappeared.
Maybe not.
Eric Gilbert says stay out of Alberta. They're too conservative for their own good.
Why doesn't Eric Gilbert get on?
I don't know. I don't like Gilbert. Gilbert should have got in. I would have sent him a link.
Eric Gilbert always had to do. I would love to have Eric Gilbert on the link.
Yeah.
Todd,
Gilbert.
Can you hear me now?
Nah, I can, but I can't. You're very
barely.
far away.
That's weird.
That is weird.
Very white is jolly.
All right, I didn't forget what your question
We don't
was
call
now.
him Barry White. We call him Beery White.
Barry White.
Hey, because he's wearing a blue hat and he has a great beard that's kind of got a tint of blue in it. We call him Papa Smurf.
So, have you had absinthe before, Donald?
I have had absinthe, but it's not the real absinthe. A real absinthe is like made from wormwood.
Correct.
In the Bible, it actually says that the aftertaste of a prostitute is as bitter as wormwood. And absinthe is made from wormwood, and that's why they pour it over a sugar cube to make it sweet, because it is very bitter. And the original absinthe was banned in France because it created or caused hallucinogens.
Yeah, right.
Which might be exactly why what's that famous painter artist cut off his ear?
Van Gogh.
That was Picasso.
Or, Van Gogh, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He said, "Can you hear me now?"
No, I'm all serious. Like, is your mic right in front of your mouth? Like, try this. Hello, my name is Todd. How you doing?
No, it's not.
Mike's to the side of his headset.
Yeah.
I got my head right by my speaker.
Can you hear me now?
I'm gonna rejoin. Let's see, because that worked last time.
It's weird. Fucking Google.
I am your father.
He just like
he spits a lot of knowledge there.
he likes a lot of the deep voice type stuff.
It's like an encyclopedia.
Well, Gilbert said he has to buy a camera. That's why he's not on here. But if you get a cell phone with a camera, that would work too.
Yeah, that's what I'm using. Cell phone.
Oh, that was my ear.
So you can hear now. Can you hear Todd now?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Sweet.
So what time zone are you in, Throttle?
Mountain Central Time, I think is what they call it. So it is. Oh shit balls! It's almost midnight.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta get up and go to work at 5:30.
I haven't relaxed and had a good time in 5 weeks. I needed to do something. I have 5 motorbikes.
It was great to have you on. I'm just worried about you. Make sure you're not tomorrow like yelling at people like, get out of my face. I've been up all night.
At this point, just stay up and just go into work.
I can stay up 29 hours in the Miami airport, so you can definitely stay up.
Yeah, we can do it. Toronto is crazy with the wind tonight. The Raptors.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, that was awesome.
It was a pretty good game. I was watching it while I was having a bite to eat at the pub.
Yeah.
There's a pub by my house, and there's actually quite a few people watching it. So, being that we don't have a basketball team. Matter of fact, Toronto, Ontario is the only province that has a basketball team anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be an interesting series with them and the Warriors. I mean, during the regular season, they beat them both times. So,
right on.
Could be an interesting matchup, especially if Durant's not playing for the Warriors.
So, how many guys that are on the Toronto Raptors are actually from the United States?
Kyle Lowry.
Probably all of them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then when we talk about hockey and American team won the hockey game, like, yeah, but they're 90% Canadian citizens playing on the hockey team.
Right.
Yeah, that's how it usually goes.
Eric's
kind of like baseball. Whatever, how many players are from Latino Latin countries?
Sure, man. Lots of Cubans and all that.
Yeah, Dominican and everything. So yeah.
So how far are you from Toronto? Are you in Toronto?
No, I'm in Western Canada. I live in Alberta.
Alberta, okay. Well, you asked me. That's right. You said it earlier, but
I know.
I don't think you're too
I'm
far.
just busting your balls.
I don't think you're too far from Booze Reviews. I think he's actually in Alberta or Calgary.
Who?
Dan,
Eric Gilbert.
Booze Reviews.
I don't even know who that is. No. Who?
Yeah. Booze Reviews. He has a channel on YouTube.
Eric Gilbert's from Eric Gilbert lives in Ontario.
Gilbert's in Ontario, right?
Yeah, well, that's all right. Ontario's Ontario. See, so for example here, guys, and maybe this is the same with anything. Like Eric Gilbert said, stay out of Alberta. They're too conservative. Doesn't really matter. Our province won. They got rid of what we call the NDP government, and they voted in this donkey from the Conservative Party. I don't really care. They're all the same. But it doesn't matter what we vote for in our province because we have so little. Ontario and Quebec will decide who is going to be the next government in Canada because the population is the biggest there, right?
That's kind of the same here in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, I work with lots of guys from the U.S., right? I mean, I work with a musket loading, squirrel hunting boy, good old boy down I don't know where is in Tennessee,
West Virginia.
West Virginia. I mean, he's like, it's squirrel season. I'm like, what?
That's probably maybe West Virginia. If it was possum, it might be Arkansas. So.
Yeah, true. Kentucky.
And he works for.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a big difference. I was just having this conversation because I'm working for Shell. You ever heard of Shell? I'm sure you buy their gas down there.
As the gas? Yeah.
Yep. And I'm working with a guy, and he's originally from Ohio, but he works for Shell, and he lives in Texas. But the difference is that he has traveled all over the world because of who he works for. He's an engineer. So it wouldn't be any different than here. If you met somebody from one of the provinces that has been born and never been more than 100 kilometers away from where he's born, he's just like a fish in a fishbowl, right? The fish thinks that in the fishbowl, this is the universe. He swims to one side and back to the other type of thing, right? When you travel and you see other things, it changes your perspective is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It opens it up. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I've worked with lots of guys and from all over, right? And it changes. And we're all up in northern Canada. So I live in Edmonton, and majority of the, as the U.S. calls it, dirty oil is 5 hours away, 500 kilometers up north. But that's not the only oil. They call it dirty oil because it's bitumen. It comes out of the sand, right? You have to heat the sand up to get the oil out. But I would like to bring up a point. Have you ever seen clean oil?
I was going to say, it all looks dirty anyway.
Yeah.
It's all dirty. You're still pumping oil out of California. They just found new technology and new ways to get things out of it, right?
Right.
Let's encourage a Swampy McGee here. What's he saying? I don't know what the first stuff is, but sad thing when people only care about one single item. But they'll cry victims when bad things come to their back door. I like to call that tunnel vision. I think you're a thinker, Swampy McGee. I think you're a thinker.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the other stuff. We will shoot any mammal in Ontario. Just depends on how much booze is involved. If you can't afford the bullets, you'll club it to death.
Yeah. Well, I know Santa asked if I knew Swampy McGee, which Swampy, someone said was Eric Waite. So Eric is, I know, whiskey, I think, as well. So,
well, he's Eric Waite, and he's whiskey reviews or whiskey wine. Eric Waite wine reviews, and I'm going to forget what it is now. But I listen to my microphone through my ear. I got into this habit of wanting to talk into it often. I worked in Idaho, and they thought everyone in California was AG or a gangbanger. Yeah, gay or a gangbanger. Well,
yeah.
A couple years ago, I was down in Washington, and I was in Long Beach, Washington.
Mm-hmm.
and we were going. It was a gray, kind of a dismal day. We were going to meet this old timer, and we're getting into this stupid old aluminum rowboat with a motor on it, of course. And we're going to go salmon fishing. Well, what were we out in the basic ocean channel, surrounded by boats, ships, or whatever you would hire as a tourist, right? And we only saw maybe 2 or 3 of these salmon being caught, right? Or tuna, pardon me. It was a tuna run. And when we were leaving, a guy got talking to us. We went down on the motorbikes because of the rain, though. We were in my buddy's truck, right? And it had Alberta plates on it. Well, first thing he wanted to do was ask us, what do you guys think of Trump? I'm like, I don't know if I won't answer that question. All I said to him was like, well, we have our own ass hat. I don't know.
We had our own problems right now.
Our prime minister he has a degree as a drama teacher, so I don't know what that says. When I was in Scotland, I met some kids that were studying political science in this was in Glasgow. Mm-hmm. Big fancy universities there. So you got to ask why this redheaded rich looking kid who was obviously gay was he's like, oh, Canada, oh, prime minister, oh, blah blah blah. The whole conversation started because there was a girl from Alberta in their group, right? And I mean, we're old men, they're kids. I'm like, I'm ready to leave. The one manager of the pub or bar that we were with, he was more interested in the conversation, but their perspective had nothing to. They were studying political science, but it was really teaching the man on his looks. I'm like, so Swampy, just obey the corporate authorities and remain breathless, dramatic. No, what are you gonna do? You can't. It's coming. It's coming, my friend. Don't worry about it. None of all this stuff matters. Nobody really has any authority. Don't worry about it. Right? We gave up. We got rid of the chains of slavery, and now we're economic slaves. It doesn't matter what skin color you are. Swampy, relax, man. Chill. I don't know what documentary you're watching on Netflix right now, but it's messing with you.
Yeah.
No, it seriously is. It doesn't matter where we are, right? The next war is going to be a war on religion. Just think about it. Greece is bankrupt. Do you think the Greek Orthodox Church is bankrupt? No. The governments are going to go, hey, wait a minute. Why aren't we making any of this money? And how come that guy can still afford beer? Screw this shit. We're going to put all the beer in a shuttle and we're going to send it to space so you can't have it anymore. Anyway, Papa Smurf, don't get serious all of a sudden. And
that would be terrible.
That would be really terrible. Send all the beer to space. I'm like, I know how to brew. I'll make more. Shit.
That's right.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You will learn how to make more. Like, so when we talk about Scotch, I mean, we talk about peated whiskeys and peat and all that stuff. Well, when I was over in Scotland, it was explained to me pretty short and blunt that a lot of the islands off of Scotland, particularly, because that's where the peated whiskeys tend to come from.
Right.
They didn't have anything else to burn. They burned peat. Right? They burned peat because that was their energy source, and that's what heated their homes and allowed them to cook their meat and their food and so on, right? But now it's become a trendy peat's everywhere, right? I mean, they used to have a lot more trees. The Queen cut them all down for her armada of ships and so on, right?
Right.
And then they brought beer over to North America. And whiskey to the natives. Where's that ranch? Go ahead.
I was just to say, if you're drinking a true Scotch, does it have to come from Scotland for that reason?
For it to be called Scotch, it would have to. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So it's the same as bourbon, right? Or the same as cognac. What is cognac?
What is cognac?
Yeah.
Remember
what I asked you in the beginning of the show? What is bourbon?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure what cognac for sure is.
Cognac is a region in France, and if you make this distilled wine anywhere else, they call it brandy. But if it's made in cognac, it's called cognac.
Cognac, okay.
Which, if you don't want to pay the prices of cognac, you
get brandy.
Right.
You buy brandy. Or what is champagne?
Champagne, France.
Yeah.
Grapes.
I remember that. I remember that from French class.
But if you buy that kind of wine that's not made in France, it is called sparkling wine.
Right. Yeah, I remember that from when I took French for a few years.
Did you?
Yeah.
And you're from where? What state you live in now?
I live in Kentucky now, but I'm from New Jersey.
Oh, what the hell happened to Jersey boys?
I don't know.
What the hell happened?
That's a hell of a turn you made now.
Yeah, I can do that, yeah.
And went to school in West Virginia and got recruited to come to Cincinnati, which is on the border of Kentucky.
Did you work for ARP?
No.
See, just because we live in igloos up here doesn't mean that we don't know.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh yeah, and who is your favorite?
What do you mean, on the show?
Yeah, don't lie to me. You know who I'm talking about.
That show was a while ago.
Yeah, so what? Don't tell me.
I was like a little kid when that show was on.
Who? Are you serious? Am I older than you?
I'm 50.
I'm 51.
Oh, not really older.
No.
I guess I was a little kid. I was like, what, 10 or something when it was on?
Well,
I think back in the 70s, 80s.
Come on.
Well, what?
Who was your favorite?
I didn't really have a favorite on there. I mean, who was a funny people on there? I mean, Johnny Fever was funny on there. So was Venus.
Todd, do you know what I'm talking about?
Carlson was funny too.
Nah, yeah, I know the show, but I never really watched it.
So who was your favorite? I'm going to ask you again, Rod. Who's your favorite?
I didn't have a favorite. I didn't watch it that much. I didn't have a favorite.
Well, man, you never thought about Lonnie when you were alone in your bedroom.
I never really thought about Lonnie Anderson. No, I mean, she was hot, but it wasn't like I had to think about her.
So you were more into
high school years back then.
You were more into the nerdy girl, weren't you?
No, on that show, I mean, Lonnie was the hot one, but you also had like if you were watching the show back then, like Charlie's Angels and stuff were on too. So
yeah, who was your favorite in that?
Charlie's Angel. Well, Farrah was only like a first season, so once Farrah was going, it was Jacqueline Smith.
Yes, I was in a Jacqueline Smith. Yeah.
And then you had Three's Company as well. So yeah.
So were you a Janet or a Chrissy?
Yes. I'm picking up what I'm saying here. We're asking questions.
I think a lot of people were Chrissy fans, as far as I know. But Chrissy, what was it? Who left? Chrissy left, and her cousin left. Was it?
Yeah, Chrissy left, and then her cousin come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't as good.
Nah.
But we're talking about WKRP, so we're talking about.
It was good deflection, Rod. Though good deflection.
We're talking about Bailey or Jennifer, right?
Bailey, that was the character, Bailey. That's right.
He was. Oh, Richie says he was more into Farrah, and he's also saying, "Damn, we're old." Just you know what, Richie? Just take steroids. Once we reach 50, it's legal.
Yeah. I mean, that's like looking at like Facts of Life or something.
No, wait a minute. Hold on. We're not pedophiles here. Facts of Life are kids.
You were a kid when Facts of Life was on.
Freaking weird.
You were a kid when Facts of Life was on.
All right. So who would you pick on that one?
They were all your age on Facts of Life.
I like the chubby one.
You say Natalie.
So you even know who the chubby one? You're like Natalie. Yeah.
I knew the name.
Now I'm picking up.
You pick Natalie.
It's okay.
Profiling you. He's profiling you.
So who did you like better, Joe or Blair?
What about Tootie?
Yeah, I like Tootie, man.
Well, Tootie is alright too.
She was younger though on the show.
Yeah.
You're just avoiding Tootie?
I'm not avoiding Tootie. Tootie was a cutie.
You
She was more older when she was like on Living Single than she was on Facts of Life. Though.
You still wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers. Don't lie to me.
But there's like the two older ones were like Blair and Joe.
Back then, Joe for real. Back then,
yeah, the rough and tumble motorcycle.
yeah. Blair was too like I don't know, uppity. She was uppity. Yeah, high maintenance.
Blair was
yeah. And uppity because their family was rich and whatnot.
Yeah.
She says, "You have a very awesome lady." You guys probably have not seen her, but yes, thank you very much, Richie. She is phenomenal.
Yeah.
She is. Couldn't find anybody better to take care of you, no matter what. That is what makes her happy, taking care of people.
That's what you want in life.
Every single one of us, including Swampy McGee, if you take care of other people, you think of other people's interests, we will be happier entirely across the globe, man.
Yeah.
It is truly what will make a difference. I honestly, that's all I gotta say. I don't care what Todd has on his T-shirt, that weird looking thing.
That's a hop. Getting
I know.
squeezed. From a nano brewery. No.
Up here, people would mistake that as weed.
Well, a lot of people think that's weed down here too. So
Yeah.
Do they? Well, they have a similar look, but that one's growing the wrong way.
They are cousins. So.
Everybody likes to talk about up here how our prime minister legalized marijuana.
Yeah.
They didn't legalize nothing. You know what they did? They
tax the hell out of it.
Yep, they regulated marijuana because somewhere along the lines you will find out, pardon me, that they have shares in the corporations that are making it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is being grown. So you can get in trouble now for 42 or more, 40 plus legal things you can get in trouble before they legalized it. Once they legalized it or regulated it, now before that, you could only get in trouble for 11.
That's crazy.
So if I had a joint, which I don't smoke pot, I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't smoke cigars, nothing. If somebody smoked a joint and had a car accident 2 days after they smoked it, they could charge you.
Wow.
They test you and find it in your system. So they didn't legalize anything. You want to go somewhere, and it's not perfect there either. They go to Portugal. 15 years ago, Portugal decriminalized all drugs. You and I, we could be sitting there, guys, with a 5-pound bag of weed or cocaine and not be charged because it's not illegal. They decriminalized it.
Right.
So they put all the criminals out of business because they decriminalized it. And now they only have to deal with the actual issue, which is addiction, right? Not all the other crap. So, whatever. At some point, if you decriminalized it, at some point people would care less. Who cares?
Right.
I am still drinking the 25-year-old Glenelg, Richie. I don't know what those boys look like. They stopped drinking.
I know. Actually, I just cracked open one.
Is your wife in bed? Oh,
is that the one I sent you?
It is.
I haven't drank mine yet. Yeah.
I miss your wife. I wanted to make comments.
Mine?
Yeah.
My wife?
Like when you guys are doing it and you're splitting the screen, it's like 30-40. So when you guys are like in bed, I want to know how the bed gets split up. She looks smaller than you, but I figure you get about 30% of the bed and she gets the rest.
Yeah. We have a king size and I get like 10%, maybe.
10%. Holy crap.
Maybe, yeah. I got enough room just to roll over, just in case.
Just in case, just enough to stay on the edge.
Right, exactly.
Well, you know what they say: if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space.
Truth.
Have you guys ever done anything about the difference with the beer glasses? Because I noticed Todd's drinking out of something different, and I saw it was like restaurant makeover, but the guy they hired to educate the bar staff on the bar itself had some comments like, why would you pour this beer into this glass? He was giving them crap about something, right?
Right, because it's certain glass for certain styles, right?
Yeah, have you ever done an episode or a show about that? Where like, listen, this is the reason that Innocent Gun comes in this style glass, right? Is it just because that's cheap marketing? Or do they have it for a reason? And then you have a glass like Todd has. There are specific reasons for them. Or what about a Pilsner glass or a different shaped glass, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've done a video before about glassware. I don't know. I think we've talked about those shows and stuff before, but I did a video about proper glassware. It was really one about the American Shaker pint, which isn't really a glass that was designed for beer, but kind of fell into it because it's so cheap and economical for a lot of places.
Sure. Yeah.
But I've never done it to break down like individual ones. Like, okay, here's a chalice, and this is the styles you use it for, or here's a tulip, here's the styles you use it for. Good idea. I could do something like that.
Well, thank you.
That is a good idea.
Thank you for noticing that I'm giving you an idea.
Yeah.
same as the link that you got for Instagram. They're like, well, that's like from December 2 years ago, man. Yeah, some beer drinking chicks because everybody's sick and tired of the fucking Wiener Fest.
I get so many messages on Instagram now.
Wow.
I don't always see them all.
Answer them.
I don't have time to answer them all.
Well, you know what? You got time to sit here for 2-3 hours and bullshit about nothing.
I'm answering my YouTube people in here.
Screw the YouTube people. Instagram will destroy everything.
Instagram, 1,600 followers right now.
That's not better than
me.
Tell them to come over to YouTube and subscribe to you so you get over 1,000.
Rod,
I tell it to them, they don't always kick over. I got 2,600 on.
My battery just went dead. Rod, do you have your YouTube link in your Instagram profile?
Come on, son. Of course I do.
No, don't listen, young fella.
Young man.
You got 1 year on me, son.
Oh, maybe I don't. Could be a month or two. I was
16. Could be.
Yeah. I was a mistake. My dad was joking around and Mom took him seriously.
I was a mistake as well. So, hey.
Oops.
Yeah, so, I mean, some of the Instagram people don't kick over to YouTube or Twitter as well. It's kind of weird, but there's so much social media. I think people get social media tired of all the stuff. They kind of just stick on certain platforms, which is fine.
They may get tired or they don't get stimulated enough because you never talk to them. I'm going to send Gary V to your house and he's going to bitch slap you.
Who's Gary V?
He is one of the guys on there Gary Vaynerchuk. And he started as a little kid, he started selling wine.
Yeah.
It's the short end of the story. You got to look him up. Gary Vaynerchuk. My phone.
Oh, I think I do have Gary Vaynerchuk.
And he goes on and talks about social media and stuff, and he really promotes Instagram, man. And I don't think he has anything to do with it. So, how many viewers do you have left on here? Did I scare them all away yet? Like, who put a whiskey guy on a goddamn beer channel? This sucks.
I have no idea what they're watching right now, but I know Hans is back, but we're about to probably wrap up here because.
Oh, I'm passing out myself. Hans, shoot the link. Oh, he wants you. I don't know what the hell. And Eric Gilbert, I was planned, but I became a mistake. I like you, Eric. I don't care what I said about you.
Gilbert's a good guy.
All right. Who cares what teams you're cheering for?
When we get back to Ontario again, we'll definitely hang out and grab some drinks.
Oh, I don't know if I'd hang out with them.
Don't we seen in public with them?
Well, make sure you stay in public. Walk down the alleys. It's Ontario, you know.
Oh, that's funny.
They got gangs up there that are coming from the States now, man.
In Canada?
Oh yeah, especially in Toronto, Vancouver. Like the hardcore bad guys, you know. What are they called? 13 something 13.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Latino gang or whatever.
Yeah, tattooed faces, all that crap. Post Malone's probably
It's the one that Trump always talks about. I can't remember the name of them now, but yeah.
Damn.
It's getting bad, man.
You guys are gonna have to put up a border wall.
We have one. It's called Winter.
Stop blocking Americans from getting in.
Thin blood, warm-blooded, freaking Yankee Doodle dandies. You stay right down there.
MS-13, that's what it is.
MS-13.
Yeah.
They're bad. They're bad, man.
Yeah. As Trump would say, bad hombres.
Yeah, it ain't good. But what the hell did you just say that made me think of something?
Bad hombres?
No, before that. I'm not asleep, but my brain cells have gone to sleep.
Yeah, well, you gotta get some rest. You gotta go to work.
I just sit in a chair and pretend, man. I was like this today with the key, with my mouse in my hand. Like, yeah, oh yeah, I'm getting this done.
Put old George Costanza and sleep under the desk.
Barry White. I used to be a welder. Is Barry White? It's Barry White, not Barry White, because this guy, he can't sing a damn lick. I've heard him.
Gilbert says, you'll be fine up here. I'm from Oshawa, and we kick their asses.
Yeah. Well, that's not what they do. They're bad guys, man. Don't trust them. Thank you very much, Mr. Rod J, for having me on, and thank you for putting up with me, Todd.
No, it's good to finally meet you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've talked and stuff, so it's good having you on. And I'm surprised we didn't get more people on. I know some other people wanted to come on, but either maybe they passed out or they ate too much for Memorial Day weekends and stuff. But you guys got Victoria Day, right, this weekend? Is that up there too?
Last weekend we had basically the same thing you had.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. Everything up here, we're just part of the U.S.
That's what I say. You're like northern U.S. territory, really.
That's right.
Yeah.
As there's another guy, the drinking caveman, a whiskey guy. He says, "We're the hat of the United States."
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like you guys let us borrow Alaska. I mean, because Alaska shouldn't really be ours. It should just be part of Canada.
Right.
You want that? Okay, yeah, sure, have it. No problem. No, actually, that probably was a military thing because it was direct block to the Russia. Yeah.
They'll say, "Don't say we never gave you anything."
Yeah.
Well, as long as you keep whatever you keep it down there.
Yeah. Well, Canada hasn't helped out either, giving us like Timberlake and Celine Dion and
Hey, we didn't.
Brian Adams at first was okay, but then afterwards he turned on us. So
that's because he went over to Europe.
Yeah.
They don't care, you guys. Whatever. Hey, but we did give you Rush.
Give us Rush. He did give us Jim Carrey. He's a pretty funny guy.
Jim Carrey's his noodle's a little loose right now, but that's
yeah. Yeah, he's kind of went off the deep end.
A few Hollywood parties may have caught up with him.
Yeah. Yeah, East Wind Farm says, "Take back Bieber." I'm like, no, dude. He ain't ever coming back here, man. And he was a rapper and tattooing himself up like whatever. It's not
Bieber was just
Sure.
Santa Cruzan.
Yeah, good.
You know what I remember about the veterans? Santa Cruzan, both my mom and dad. Mom was in the Air Force, dad was in the Navy. The best part is that if we all stood up and said, no, we're not going to war. Why do these poor people have to go and die for a corporation? Don't go. Just say no.
Yeah.
Right? That's why it shouldn't be. We shouldn't have to do that. No, nobody. I don't care what country you are in. It's not our job to go and fight and kill. I mean, yes, if you have a direct threat where someone's going to come in and take over, that's different.
Yeah. That's why my vision is just a nice beer island where we just drink and everybody gets along.
That's right.
Just hang out, beer.
Somebody starts acting up, get your ass off the island, put them in a boat and sail them away. Yeah.
And I always say it's like the old adage: treat others the way you want to be treated.
Right.
That's right, man. And Swampy McGee wants to know if I try to sound black to get more terror jobs. I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know either.
But I don't even know what black sounds like.
Yeah.
What does it sound like? Tell me, Swampy McGee. I'm going to tell you something here. When you get a chance, both you and Swampy McGee can look it up. Look up at the new Canadian $10 bill. And then you can check out the province out east in the Maritimes.
Yeah.
If he wants to bring up skin color. Because that's the first time anything was brought up about skin color, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not racist. I hate everybody equally.
Equal opportunist.
That's like a George Carlin joke or something. Yeah.
I love George Carlin.
I watched George Carlin earlier yesterday, actually. One of his old bits.
What was he saying? You ever heard a skit about voting?
Yeah, I heard the one about voting. The one I watched was about which was the one I just watched? It was about abortion.
Yeah,
all the abortion type stuff like that. Everything. People say they're pro-life, but he's like, except for these reasons, and he goes down the whole list and does stuff. He's like, just call it bullshit. What it is controlling a woman's body. So
yeah. I don't know. He was pretty point blank. I don't agree with everything he believed or pushed on, but a lot of the stuff, the way he approached it, made a lot of sense, man.
He was an excellent comedian. I mean, that's what they do. They walk that line between reality and put humor on it and make you think. So
you want to really go back and check out his stuff from when he was first starting out. He was as clean cut, straight laced, no long hair, no ponytails, nothing, man.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's quite a transformation to see. So
I think that was part of the whole Lenny Bruce effect. After that happened with Lenny Bruce, and the opportunity was there to challenge the status quo, so to speak.
Well, that's what they're afraid of now. Not this YouTube and the social media thing, right?
Yeah.
Is we're all here live. Anybody can come in and watch us, and we can give our opinion out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't want that. A lot don't want that. I mean, they're afraid of it, but it's out there, man. I 100 years ago, give or take a few years, I knew a guy when Interact and down in the US, you guys aren't so fond of the debit card or Interact cards. Or are you? Do you use them?
I mean, we can use them in some spots now. I mean, they can use like a credit card for the most part.
Debit card? Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all I use anymore.
Yeah, I don't carry cash at all, so.
No, nobody does. But credit cards are more popular down there than here. We use a lot of debit cards, right?
Right.
But, and there's a little bit of a fear factor for it. Like, I don't know what this does. What it does exactly what it says. The thing is called Interact, and it's a debit card, right? But and I'm kind of lost the point I was getting at, or whatever was said that made me think about it.
Well, the debit cards used to cost us a fee to use them. That's why people didn't use them.
Oh, well, there can still be a somewhat of a fee up here, and I mean, if you have your account at a certain level, then it's
And then the credit cards also give you reward points on stuff, so that's why some people use a credit card, then they pay it off at the end of the month.
Yeah, well, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you pay it off.
Which a lot of people don't. A lot of people try to, but they don't. So.
Right. And that's what they bank on. So you're going to pay the interest on it.
Now, Drunken One just came back.
Drunken Raid.
You guys can't stop raiding. He's probably ready to chime in, jump on.
Well, Drunken One is in your time zone there, Whiskey, because he's 2 hours. No, he's an hour behind us. So he's Texas. So
Hour, yeah.
He's an hour ahead of you and an hour behind us. Alan said, "How long can we go live? We're about to actually end it right now, but it's like like 2:24 here, so Todd's in my time zone as well."
He says he'll hop on. And Eric Gilbert, the whole thing that Canadians are not bigots or we're not bigot is a lie. Yeah, that's true. It is. We hide it up here better than down in the U.S. ever hated it.
I mean, every country has.
Everyone does. So I work with guys that are from Africa. A lot of times, they come up, and I ask a lot of times. I said, who do you think the first slaves were in North America? And I'll say Africans. I might know they weren't. They were probably Irish. And who were they slaves to? And
I don't know if the Irish were before them, though. I mean, more the Irish were indentured servants than actual slaves.
But that's the point I'm getting.
But there were slaves there, yeah.
Sure, they were. Who were they slaves to? To rich white people.
Yeah.
And who sold black people into slavery? Rich black people. To who? Rich white people. It had nothing to do with skin color. It's got to do with money.
Yeah, it drives economic. It was a different type of slavery, though.
Sure, it was. Sure, yeah. We still have slavery here.
But the bottom line of it being economical does come into play.
Sure, it is.
Yeah,
we have slavery here. I ride motorbikes with a guy that works with the gang and drug unit, police officer.
Yeah,
but it's a slave trade. It's a sex trade, right?
Right.
And
it's everywhere. Which somewhere I saw in the news that it was like I think it was down in Florida, it was like #1 spot or something now for the sex slave trade or something. Like how bad it is and stuff. Probably what Robert Kraft was going to him. But.
Sure. But it's just hidden, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's hidden, but then it's not hidden, right? Because it's like you see these Asian massage parlors in some of these towns that go from like 8 in the morning or 9 in the morning to like 10 or 11 at night. And you're like, who's going in to get a massage at 9 o'clock at night?
Exactly.
Like, it's kind of like, these are here. They get these towns that give them licenses for a while. And then when things get crazy, they shut them down. But you knew they were coming in to do stuff like that probably anyway. And
they were the people that are working in there. They were slaves before they ever got there.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they have no choice. But I've seen it had nothing to do with sex or anything, where a certain country, because I don't want to say certain things, because no matter what, I'll be labeled as something. But they would take over half of their paycheck. The country would take over. There were temporary foreign workers, and the country would take over half their paycheck.
Yeah.
Right. Some of them there was an accident, and some of them died, and they actually, when the insurance and everything was settled, the money that was sent to the wife, the people that the husband who had passed away and the wife were renting from, they actually took the paycheck. It was wrong. They protected her, but it was out of hand.
Right.
Everything we do, the things that we do to other human beings is terrible, let alone what we do to animals.
Yeah. It's humans can be we're probably the cruelest things on the earth. So.
Sure we are. A lot of it's not even for good reasons, mostly for greed.
Yeah. Well, the sport of even hunting, some of the stuff, hunting to eat is one thing, but just killing animals just for the sport of it sometimes it's
totally different, right?
Yeah, totally different. Seeing like there was people posing like killing a couple baby elephants, that's all, and it's like there's nothing really to be earned there. You killed a couple baby elephants that were just out, living their elephant life or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But
that Todd couldn't hold it anymore, eh? Big mistake, man. Once you break the seal, that's it, man. You'll be peeing out every beer.
Yeah, he'd jump up there. I'd meet him because I am meeting you, Todd, because you were getting playback. So
I heard a bit, yeah.
Not on your headset, but you got to unmute on the computer or your phone.
Oh yeah. You broke the seal, Todd.
I don't think Todd hears me. Do you hear me, Todd? They trying to talk. You got to unmute the computer, not the headset. The computer. He's trying to talk. You understand the words coming out of my mouth? Like, where's he go? The phone. Unmute the phone.
Don't make me come over there.
There you
Can
go.
you hear me now?
Now we can. Yeah.
I have no idea why I got muted because I never hit the button at all.
No, I muted you because you have background. You put the
you muted me. Okay.
Yeah, so it was like you get echo.
Rod, we should have just pretended we couldn't still hear him.
Yeah, it's like a bad
totally should have. That's on you.
the bad Jackie Chan movie at that point. No. You can't understand the words
Can
coming
you?
out of his mouth.
What did you say? Do you speak English? What?
But I think I'm going to go ahead and shut it down here because we've been going for a while. It's like 2:30 in the morning now, and
Holy shit balls.
I'm going to get some rest. 2:30 Eastern, so you're 12:30 Mountain. You got 5 hours before you got to go to work, right? So
What? I'm going to work.
What? Why are you working on a Sunday?
Because they pay us double time.
Okay, good. Nah, good answer. Good answer.
Like Family Feud. Good answer. Good answer.
That's right.
But yeah.
Double time.
We had a union vote today, and they tried to take it away, and the boys all said no. Go screw yourself.
Yeah, we want that money.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not, the argument should not be about money. It's just like you brought up, Todd. You said, why are you working on a Sunday? The whole thing, whether you're in the U.S. or Canada, about hours and working double time and overtime is really about family and lifestyle. So it's 8 hours of work a day, 8 hours of family, and 8 hours of rest is really what it should be broke down to. But I have a hard time when the union guys all want to bark and argue over $3 or $4 this way or that way. I'm like, don't argue about money, argue about lifestyle, quality of life.
Right.
Eric Gilbert, how much of that West Cork is left? Because it's like you drinking it from the bottle, Eric?
There's no telling with Gilbert. You might be drinking
Possibly.
two at this point.
Probably watching reruns of some really bad.
Well, to Canada, congrats. Toronto, Thursday's the first game of the finals. You guys are in the NBA Championship Series, so could be a good one.
And if we win, then all of a sudden we'll get more basketball teams up here.
Yeah, it'd be the first NBA title out of the U.S. too, so that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
It did work for the NHL, the National Hockey League. Everybody be like, I can't believe some American team won. I'm like, yeah, but you know what's going to happen if it just helped the National Hockey League itself. More people buying tickets, you know.
Yeah.
So,
but that'll be said. I'm going to wrap up. Anything you want to say, Throttle, about your channel? Anything you got upcoming on your channel?
On Tuesday, I hope to interview. I was called by the rep, the 6th generation grandson of Glenn Farkless Distillery, George S. Grant. So that'll be kind of cool. It'll be a short, maybe half-hour interview before he goes and starts a live. That's on Tuesday. So that'll be my next big thing.
Well, that's cool. Todd doesn't have a channel, so we don't have anything advertised for Todd, but Todd's usually with us.
That's right.
Hey, you know what? There are husband and wife whiskey channels now, a couple of them. You should think about doing a beer channel.
We've told him and Shannon should put one together.
We'll see.
Her idea, and it'll work.
No, she's all for me doing one, but I don't know about like a duo.
Are you sure? Because I mean, well, yeah, I understand why she doesn't want to do. That's why you only get 10% of the screen when she's on.
True.
She does turn the camera when she comes over.
That's right. Got to get the right angles.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you very much for having me on, and I love all the guys in this chat. Even you, Swampy McGee.
Yeah, thanks for joining, and thanks for everybody that contributed there in the chat and everything. Actually, this week there's not going to be a Beer Flow show on Thursday because I got to run around really, really early Friday morning, and I just can't be up drinking Thursday night. So
that's a lame excuse, Rod.
It is a lame excuse, but
Yeah, man, I'm getting up in like 4 hours. I don't know.
I stay up every Thursday late and gotta get up at 5:30 in the morning.
There you go.
I don't want to. I don't want to hear it, Rod.
Yeah, we don't know.
But it is your channel, so you can do whatever you want, I guess.
I will be going to Dallas.
I gotta say this: money talks and bullshit walks, mother.
Well, I will be in Dallas next weekend, so I hopefully get some Dallas beers while I'm down there as well. So we'll see if the Rod J deals continue in another state. Because
I'm sure it will.
So looking forward to try some of them. But thanks for everybody that contributed tonight, everybody that commented, and it was a fun time as always. Thanks to Throttle for being on here, and Joe never did make it. He thought he might make it, but he didn't. So he's probably drunk from the.
Or he's out killing somebody.
He's out killing somebody for other half. So.
Which one's Joe?
Joe's Beer Patrol.
The Nike hat wearing.
Our Nike.
Yeah.
The guy that reads all your comments for him.
Yes. That's Joe.
Yeah, I love busting Joe's balls.
But thanks again, everybody. Cheers, everybody. Good night, and catch up with you guys later. More beer reviews should be back up tomorrow. See you guys. Keep drinking those good craft beers. Remember, there's always time. Get your beer on. Cheers.